Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We thank Almighty Allah who has made it possible for us to gather here today for the first lecture of our Ramadan lecture series, which we've publicized. So we thank you very much for joining us today, and we pray Allah to make it a rewardable experience for every one of us. My name is Sahid Jimo, and I'm the General Secretary for Council of Nigerian Muslim Organization, and I'll be your anchor or moderator, if you like, for today's program. I pray Allah to make it easy for every one of us. Before we make a start, as Muslims, we need to start with opening dua. And it's going to be done by none other than one of our imams here. And I can see my chair of the Council of Imams in person of Alhaji Abdullah Hafiz Adeagbo. Bismillah, sir. Opening dua.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبر تكبيرا سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر والله أكبر والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. All praises due to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla wa ala. Allah deserves to be praised. We worship Allah. We believe in Him. We thank Him for sparing our life to witness, alhamdulillah, we are now welcoming another Ramadan, to do another thing because of the Ramadan. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then we thank our guest lecturer today, and then we pray for Allah to guide her to the straight path. And whatever we learn here today, may Allah make it and put it in our Misan al-Khairati, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين
Amen. Jazakumullah khairan, Imam.
وإياكم سلام.
We thank you for the opening dua, short and brief. And on that note, I would like to move on to the recitation of the Holy Quran, and that will be read to us by our sister, Sayyida Latifat Awolisi. My sister is here. Bismillah. Faddal.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون أياما معدودة فمن كان منكم مرضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وتصوم خير لكم من إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينة من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد فمن شهد منكم الأسر فليصم ومن كان مرضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى يريدون الله هدة والكتبور ألالا من خادكم ولا لكم تشكرون وإذا سلكن آهبة آنا فين قرب أجيب دعوة والدافئ لها دني فلتجبوا لي وليؤمنون بالله الذين يشركون صدق الله العظيم.
Allahu Akbar.
الله أكبر كبيرا. آمين.
Amen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin for our sister who has beautifully read the Holy Quran. We pray Allah to continue to make it easier for you and make your children, our children, as well, good Muslims that would uphold the pillars of Islam and be good ambassadors of Islam. Our sister has reminded us the importance of the month of Ramadan, and she read from verse 183 of Surah Baqarah, where Allah is mentioning why we are enjoined to fast during the month of Ramadan. I know I have my Imam say if I'm making mistakes, and then she actually gave us that reminder, which every one of us need to remember that fasting is not just for us to be observed. There are lessons that are replete in taking part in this. So if you go to Surah Baqarah from verse 183 upwards, you will see and can reflect more about the chapter that she has read from. But from verse 183, the translation is, "O believers," or "O you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you, even as it was prescribed for those before you, that ye may ward off evil." And then she continued, she said, from reading from the Quran, that fast a certain number of days, and for him who is sick among you or on a journey, the same number of other days. And for those who can afford it, there is what? A ransom, that's fidya, the feeding of a man in need, but those who do it good of his own accord. It is better for him, and what he fasts is better for you, if you did but know. So may Almighty Allah give us a better understanding of this passage of the Quran she has read from. So alhamdulillah, we are progressing. The next on the agenda that we have today is to welcome everybody to this program today, and this will be done by none other than our Amir Marufuddin Adeoye. Bismillah, Amir. Please welcome our people to this program.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. First of all, I would like to give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to be here today, and to thank our sister Rodia for giving her time to be able to support our community in terms of creating awareness and educating us about the health, where in terms of preparation for Ramadan. We know our religion, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, is a practical religion, and it's a religion whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completed his task on us. There's nothing new to Muslims. In terms of preparation, everything about us is all well laid down. And that's why, for me personally, I look at us Muslims as not taking the advantage of our religion by being proactive at any point in time in whatever we do. Being proactive, example of it is what we are doing today.
Please unmute yourself, Amir.
Sorry. in terms of our preparation for the Ramadan, for the next 30 days, it cannot be better for us than to have a good health in order to be able to be ready for it. And I'm quite sure our sister will cover most of the things in terms of readiness for Ramadan, to be healthy. And being healthy, it means basically that in as much as we abstain from the food during the period, it does not necessarily mean that during the time of when we are breaking the fast, we then see that opportunity to say that, okay, whatever we've mixed in our starting from our breakfast to our dinner, I want to have everything. Otherwise, there won't be any point. So we are blessed. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I'd also like to thank our amiable Alaja Kautara for all what she's been doing for us in our community, for bringing this program forward, giving thanks to her and to our team as well. And also, we cannot set up a kind of program like this without, if there's nobody to listen to us, then it means that all our preparation, calling our sister Rodia, will be in vain. But alhamdulillah, I can see people on this platform. So we thank you all our audience for attending this program, and we believe it will be something of beneficial to each one of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us, all of us, the barakah of it, and make it a source of blessings for all of us. Also, thanks our imams, starting from the chairman of the imams, Alaji Adiago. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with you and your team as well, and our executive as well. So thank you all, and inshallah, we start the program now, and Allah will make it easier for our sister to deliver the program in the best manners for us. Amin subhanahu wa ta'ala bismillah merciful. Wassalamu alaikum salina walhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you for welcoming our guests, including our guest speaker today for today's topic. There you have it, you heard from our meal. So welcome you all. May Almighty Allah make it a beneficial session for every one of us. I don't know if Brother Abdul Ghani is there, who is welfare too. For the benefit of everybody here, Aja Kauthar is our welfare officer 1. So welfare officer 2, Brother Abdul Ghani, I don't know if you are there to welcome our speaker. All right, we'll continue without wasting.
Can I take that, please, brother?
Yeah, Bismillah. Yeah,
Yes.
Bismillah, Alaja.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone on the platform. Sister Rodia, our amiable sister, studied chemistry and mathematics education for her first degree. Since then, our sister have engaged in a lot of self-placement studies around diet and nutrition until she was admitted to Southeast College for a preliminary studies in nutrition. Sister Rodia is studying to become a health coach in the field of holistic nutrition. At this point, I would like to call our sister to take a stand and talk us through how we could have a healthy Ramadan and to live a healthy life in all. So I would like to welcome Sister Rodia.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Without wasting much of our time, because most of the things that I am supposed to come up with, my fathers and mother, they've taken care of that part, so which is good. So, and like the beautiful sister mentioned, so I studied my preliminary like a background knowledge in nutrition at South Essex College, because I live outside London. It is Essex, so I'm in Essex. So South Essex College. So, and since then I've been doing extensive study around diet and nutrition. So, and God willing, so I will be certified so when I'm done with my studies. So, and I've taken it upon myself to educate the Ummah, to educate everyone. I've got social media handles where I post daily healthy tips, about nutrition, just to create awareness, around nutrition. So, and I'm so glad to do this because this is the goal to start with. So thank you so much for having me. It is a privilege for somebody like me, as young as I am, because I know that whatever it is that I am here to say today, I have people here that are more knowledgeable, that are expert, and so for being here is a privilege, for me, and I really appreciate that. So let us jump straight into this. Nutrition. Our existence is all about nutrition. We need to understand that the purpose of nutrition is to stay healthy. It is for that is why my own tagline when I do my posters is a lot of people are asking, oh, can we have delicious recipes? Okay, this food is delicious. Oh, I ask people, are you just eating delicious food or nutritious food? Because that should be a goal when you think about food, nutrition, nutrients. The purpose is to get nutrients from what you eat or what you drink. It is not all about like, oh, I'm hungry, let me just grab whatever it is that is available, let me just eat. Are you getting nutrients that will provide sustainability for you from that food or drink? So that is the goal, everyone. So before you put that food through your guts, before you drink that juice, before you drink that coffee, ask yourself question, am I getting nutrients from this? So now let us apply that into fasting. So let me quickly break it down. What happens when we are fasting? So we have fasting window, all of us, and it normally happens when we sleep at night. The moment we have our dinner and we go to bed, from that moment till the time that we wake up in the morning, that is our fasting window. Because even while sleeping, we are using energy, we are using our glucose, a lot of things going on within the body that we have no idea. The brain is working, the kidneys are working to do filtration, the heart, the heart is pumping, the liver working, to detoxify all of the dirty, the toxic, out of this. So while sleeping, total healing is going on. And that is the same thing that happens when we are fasting. And that is why even sometimes when I talk about fasting, even in nutrition, we have intermittent fasting, for example, that is actually recommended for metabolic syndromes for people. We have oncologists, recommending intermittent fasting for people with cancer. We have people in the weight loss industry recommending intermittent fasting. We have people using intermittent fasting to regulate blood pressure. So, and applying that as a Muslim myself, I just say Alhamdulillah, because this is something that is relatable. This is something we've been taught. This is something I know from a place of knowledge, Alhamdulillah for Islam, that Allah enjoins us to fast. There are recommended days we should fast. And before, we couldn't even put labels to all of this. We just thought like, okay, fast, let's just fast. Many of us even think like, when we ask some of us, why do we even fast? So that those ones that are poor, we can feel it that a lot of us, deep down, holistically, we don't even understand why fasting is so important. So the same thing that happens when we sleep, total healing that is happening, that is what happens when we are fasting. We put our adrenals, our glands that are responsible, our hormones that are responsible to regulate our immune system, to power our immune system. We are making sure that they relax. We are not putting them to, through trauma. We are not going to wear them out. Your pancreas is going to be relaxing. You are not going to be, knocking on your pancreas to secrete insulin all the time to regulate the blood sugar because you are constantly eating something. While fasting, that will not happen. And the implication of that is the proper regulation of your blood sugar, total control over your blood pressure. You can regulate your triglycerides. Your brain function will be at the optimal level. We're talking about, oxidative stress that is happening within the body. You are making sure that everything is like, your body is in what we call, because our central nervous system recognizes two phases, or let me say two phases. We have sympathetic mode and we have parasympathetic mode. Sympathetic mode, this is when your body is under stress. Your immune system is being attacked, maybe by pathogens, maybe by free radicals, maybe by stress or something. So your central nervous system is working under pressure to regulate your system, to protect you. So that is not a good thing. However, the other one, parasympathetic mode, which is when your body, your immune system is at optimal level, relaxing, like this is the mode we call like a, relaxing mode, where everything is like, under pressure, let's work. So, and while fasting, our system is in parasympathetic mode, which is when total healing is going to happen. Your cortisol is not running, which is our stress hormone is not running. So this is the most beautiful thing about fasting that I've learned so far. So you see the implication of that. What happens while fasting? The goals, what are you going to achieve? Your cholesterol will be regulated. Your triglycerides will be regulated. Brain function will be at the optimal level. You can actually regulate your blood pressure. It can actually aid weight loss. Even though we are not supposed to lose weight, in holistic nutrition, I use the word fat loss. No one should be losing their weight. Rather, we lose our fat. So it can aid your fat loss. You see? So alhamdulillah for me, Muslim. So, and another thing that happens when we are fasting, your insulin, our insulin hormone, we need to focus. When we are fasting, we need to focus on two hormones, insulin and a special hormone that we call glucagon. What these two hormones, what they do. I'm sorry, am I allowed to mix both languages if I'm so that I'm break and won't down? If I'm allowed, please. So taba jeon, each time taba jeon, insulin is the hormone that will be triggered immediately to run into our bloodstream and take all of the sugar out, which is in form of glucose. And why we have to experience that is because sugar is not supposed to stay in the bloodstream. Sugar is not supposed to stay there. It is not the blood that will make use of that sugar. Our cell tissues, all of the cell tissues, nínú gbogbo part ara pátápátá ló need that glucose láti lò. Òun la ṣe lè gbé apá, òun la ṣe lè think, òun la ṣe lè ṣẹ́jú, òun la ṣe lè rìn. Torí pé insulin ó bá wa mú sugar yẹn, ó gbé kúrò nínú blood, ó gbé síbi tó ti máa lò. So, tí a bá ti jẹun, tí a bá ti provide more than tó wà required by the system, nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé insulin á kó ètò kù. Nígbà tó bá ti pín sí gbogbo cell tissues tó ti kárí, á wò pé kí ni mo fẹ́ kí ètò kù ṣe sugar tó kù yìí, á kó á store sínú liver fún wa. But kò ní store in form of glucose, á store in form of glycogen. Torí pé glucose is a simple sugar, kò gbọdọ̀ complex. Quick sugar ni quick form of energy ni the only source of fuel that the brain recognizes. Torí ẹ̀ ó ní láti wà in simple form, quick energy la ní ìdẹ̀ fún. Tó bá fẹ́ store away, kò ní store away as that simple sugar, á store away as glycogen, which is a complex form, the stored form of glucose. About store síbẹ̀. That is like what we call, backup energy. And that is what takes us to fasting. Lè ṣe máa ròyìn pé báwo la ṣe lè survive 14 hours of fasting? without collapsing, without, 14 hours, you go about your day, you go for work and everything, like nothing is happening. So the way our body, our system is made up, wallahi, it can only be Allah, wallahi. Even sometimes when I'm reading, when I'm studying, I'm relating all of these things that I read, that I know from place of knowledge, I'm relating them to Quran, wallahi. See, and over study, I want to get medical practitioners or maybe the people, in the medical field, to understand anatomy and physiology. Want understand so. But be alone she mu ara wa ibo she da. Wallahi. Sorry pe báwo ni gbogbo àwọn kìíní ṣe connect? Báwo ni ó ṣe mọ̀ wípé kò yẹ kó ń store away in form of glucose, ó ní láti convert sí glycogen. So tá bá ti wá ń fast, nǹkan tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé you are not producing glucose. We are supposed to use glucose for energy. We are fasting, no glucose to use. How are you able to survive that or those long hours? And you're fine. It is because of this powerful, backup energy that we have to live our handle. So while fasting, we are still using energy. Torí pé oúnjẹ tá máa jẹ kò sí bó ṣe lè complex tó. Ó máa except tó bá jẹ́ wípé quality protein àbí fat, tó bá jẹ́ pé carbohydrate food la jẹ. Even gan kó jẹ́ whole grain carbohydrate, ó pẹ́ jù 4 hours, gbogbo ẹ̀ ló máa ti break down into sugar. Adẹ̀ṣì níbi 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours láti lọ. Kí ló máa fún wa ní sustainability? So it is the stored away energy that will be released back the moment your central nervous system gets a signal that, you know what, the glucose tank is empty. I need something for energy. Your liver will be triggered immediately. Láti release èyí tó ṣe kíni tó bá wa kó pamọ́ in form of glycogen with the help of the hormone called glucagon. Glucagon ló máa trigger liver láti jẹ́ kó release that glycogen tó bá wa store away. Ẹ wá wo ibi tí Ọlọ́run ti lágbára. Ṣé mọ̀ wípé complex ni glycogen tó wà stored away kò lè lọ sínú blood bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ni ó yá insulin convert ẹ̀ padà sí glucose as a quick form of energy. Ara yìí need energy, ó need the glucose. Ó yá, our glycogen will be broken down into glucose again. A ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá gbé lọ sínú blood láti lò. Ìyẹn ló máa sustain wa throughout the time tá a fi ń fast. So these are the mo máa ń pe àwọn nǹkan yìí ní miracle tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tá a bá fast. Now, kí ló máa jẹ́ kí sustainability yẹn, kí ló máa jẹ́ kó wà achievable fún wa? Kí ló fẹ́, kí ni energy tó fẹ́ store away? You can't store empty energy away. Kí ló fẹ́ provide fún system ẹ̀ tó ẹ pé nígbà tí wọn náà bá need something to use, á rí nǹkan pọ̀ síta fún ẹ, á rí nǹkan gbé síta fún ẹ. Then it's going to take us to tá a bá fẹ́ jẹun, kí ni proper way gangan tá fi lè fast? Tó ṣe wípé a máa lè ó máa sustain wa for those long hours. So we need to understand that. Then I think while I was explaining what happens while we are fasting, I want to mention the importance àwọn nǹkan tí fasting tó máa ṣe fún wa, àwọn goals tá máa achieve tí a bá fast. I'm talking about the health benefits of fasting. So I mention wípé it aids fat loss, it regulates blood pressure, it regulates blood sugar, your brain function at optimal level, then oxidative stress needs a system watobawa under chronic stress. Every single day we'll go out, we're faced with one stress or the other, though we have two types, acute stress and chronic stress. We all stress because then it's okay, but tabatilo could become chronic stress. Then a problem that can trigger what we call inflammation. We don't want chronic inflammation to be triggered. So we need to try as much as possible to keep our stress level so low as possible. So we are not going to trigger inflammation within our immune system. That is not a good thing. So inflammation is the root cause of all of the metabolic syndromes that we feel today, all of the lifestyle illness, disease that we have to deal with. Chronic inflammation is the root cause. And chronic stress is the number one to manfa. When you have stress hormone running in your, within your system all the time, that is not a good thing. So let us try. So these are a few things that the fasting totally achieve. So how do we mentally prepare for fasting? To everything, even when you have issue with your health, and then see Dr. Bani, okay, this is where, you've been placed on medication and all of that. If you are not mentally stable, nothing is going to work. Mental health, mental stress, mental drainage. We need to really, really, be cautious around it. So the brain, the central nervous system is connected to brain. So I need to make sure we pay most of the time. I don't want to say at all time, because go possible one moment, but at least most of the time mentally, come our stable mentally. So are we prepare from fasting mentally? When we understand, there will be changes, physical changes. So Tiama notice. So all I want to share before fasting today, all I want to mention, we have people dealing with addiction, for example. We have people dealing with maybe addiction of caffeine, we have people on medication. We have people that every day only she come soda drinks, we have people to shake every 2 hours, they have to eat something, they have issue with their blood. So all these during fasting, you would not be able to eat every 2 hours or 3 hours. So how are you going to prepare for that, for the changes that will come with that? So you need to prepare yourself and then be in agreement, be in tune with your body to okay, whatever it is, that comes out of this, I'm prepared for it. So that is one way to prepare for it. And another way is to make sure that you consult your healthcare provider. If you are dealing with any health issue, it is important that you get a go ahead, you get guidance. Don't just feel like, oh yeah, I can deal with it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, fasting is beneficial, but do not forget that even in religion, Islam, Allah, give exemptions, to some people. So if you are in the category of those people, you know that there's nothing you can do about it. It is one of the ways you can mentally prepare for it. Okay, I understand, I'm exempted for it. So you need to come to terms with that. So because you agree with that mentally. So when you meet on fast, while we are still young, we do it. Fast by mama feel bad, or even I will bring a period where we can feel bad, other people are fasting, I cannot fast. All these can actually stress you out if you are not mentally, prepared for it. And then just know that even you're still going to be rewarded for it, even to back. So to read it is not intentional, it is not deliberate that you don't want to fast. So, auto follow. So make sure that you speak with your healthcare provider. Make sure that, for example, if you deal with type 2 diabetes, hypertension, triglycerides, we're talking about any metabolic syndrome, health issue, make sure that you work with your healthcare provider, lay all of the things on the table. And then even if you know that, okay, there are ways you can work your way around things, you want to work with your doctor. Don't go behind and feel like, okay, this is something I can handle myself, especially if you're on medication, and stuff like that. So make sure that you work with your healthcare provider. And yes. So another physical, change that you may feel that, that will come with fasting is you need to understand that fasting is a means of detoxification. In Islam, they normally use the word purification for us. It's the way to purify your body, to do this and that. There is another powerful term that we use in nutrition, which is detoxification. When you do total detoxification of your body, you get rid of the toxins, you get rid of the pathogens, your blood pressure, your arteries are relaxed, for proper, flow of blood. Your liver is at optimal level to detoxify your body. Your kidneys are, because you are not bombarding your blood with a lot of toxins. So your kidneys will not even be under pressure to filter your blood. So you see, so it's a total way of detoxification. So if you are someone, that have been out there buying all of the, detoxification supplements, whatever they are selling out there to detoxify your body, even though we do not need to detoxify our body. Our body is not that dirty that we need to detoxify. That is why Allah created liver for us. Make sure your liver at the optimal level to detoxify your body. Liver is a special machine that is supposed to detoxify your immune system. Don't add anything. Don't use any herbal concoction. Don't use any herbal medication. Don't use any special tea that they call detoxify, all of these terms, out there. It doesn't work. That is not how our immune system, works. So don't waste your money. Don't waste your energy. Eat healthy food, drink water, look after your liver, and leave detoxification for the liver to do. So during fasting, that is the moment you've been waiting for to detoxify your system, because your system is going to be relaxing mode, where you're not going to be adding a lot of toxins, or so you are going to, everything will come out. You are not adding, even when you have enough toxins already. During fasting, you are not adding more. You are allowing your body to be, at rest. So it is a moment of detoxification for you. So, and that is a good thing. Alhamdulillah for Islam. So, and another thing, you may notice some physical changes as well. Some people, they feel headaches during fasting, and that is because of dehydration. Because what happens when we fast is this: we can hold on to food. Remember when I explained that we have backup energy to be used when the glucose that you supply, when everything is exhausted already, your brain can actually get a signal that, what? All of the cell tissues, I'm having a signal that they don't have sugar to use for energy. What is happening? Your liver can be triggered to release the stored one. That does not happen with water. We cannot store water away. That is why when we eat, the kidneys try as much as they can to store some liquid with the water, because the kidney is going to use water to filter your blood. And by the time all of that is done, then you have some in form of urine, you have some in form of sweat, this is how we get all of this water out. So during fasting, you cannot drink water. You become dehydrated. So dehydration would definitely trigger headache for you. So in case you just be on the lookout for all of the symptoms. Don't ignore things. So these are some of the things you can actually notice, with fasting. So it is normal, except if there is any underlying health issue, like maybe you have hypoglycemia, for example, maybe low blood sugar, or maybe you have type 2 diabetes, for example, which can actually come, which can actually trigger dehydration as well. So except the underlying health issue for you concerned, so it is nothing to be concerned about. It is normal. So just make sure that when you have your iftar, your sahur, we are still going to get the dietary recommendation during fasting. So I will explain all of that. And also another thing you can do is to ease yourself into fasting. Alhamdulillah, we are not talking about intermittent fasting here. The people with intermittent fasting will tell them that, ease yourself into this. In Ramadan, as Muslims, alhamdulillah, we don't have to do that. Because even before Ramadan, we've always eased ourselves into fasting. we have people that a couple of days a week, they fast Mondays and Thursdays, they fast. White days, people fast, Shaban, Shawwal, all of these things we fast. So as Muslims, we are used to fasting already. So ease yourself into Ramadan. Don't normally, we don't normally apply that, when we talk about religious fasting, because those people, your system is actually, it is already well accustomed with anything that's got to do with fasting. So I think we are cool with that. So, and yes, I think that is that. So how we can mentally prepare for it. Now let us go into diabetes and fasting. Diabetes and fasting. I think this is the most talked about topic when it comes to fasting. And because diabetes is so common, especially within the Black community, when you go online, when you read from the WHO, the rating, they will tell you the Black community, the Black race, we are just at the top of the list when they list all of these metabolic syndromes. When they talk about type 2 diabetes, when they talk about high blood pressure, we are taking the front seat. And the reason is not even far-fetched. It is because of our lifestyle. These people, they've studied us. One more we are ní lifestyle, tí ò bá nutrition lọ. One more gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe tó ń put health wa at risk. Torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe jẹ́ pé àwa la wà ní number one. You understand? So we need to change that. That is the narrative somebody like me is trying to change. Even though harnessing what the nature has gifted to us, we have powerful healing food back home within the African community. But the problem is many of us do not understand the application. We just eat for the sake of like, I'm hungry, let me eat. We do not have knowledge of nutrition. So that is the problem. So diabetes is so common. 1 in 5 people, 1 in 5 adults. When I for the purpose of this program, when I mention the word diabetes, I am talking about type 2 diabetes, because we have types. We have juvenile diabetes, which is type 1, where we have our youngsters, children, being diagnosed with diabetes right from the young age, because this functional pancreas, some of them don't even come with functioning pancreas at all, so they can't even secrete insulin. So type 1 diabetes, there are cases like autonomy. So for the purpose of this program, I am actually talking about the lifestyle type of diabetes, which is type 2, because 90% of the people that have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, it is due to the lifestyle. So that is why somebody like me, I don't agree with medical practitioners. I'm sorry to say I'm not a doctor, So when they say things like, oh, you have to be on that medication, you can only manage that type 2 diabetes, there's nothing you can do, you have to be on that metformin forever, you have to be on that insulin forever. Somebody like me that understand functional medicine and holistic nutrition would never agree with that, because I know from a place of knowledge that it is triggered by the lifestyle, unhealthy lifestyle majority of us, including the speaker, that we engage in every single day. So how can you tell me that it cannot be reversed? How can you tell me I have to be on that medication that, oh, nothing can be done? No, people on daily basis, they are reversing type 2 diabetes by just making changes around their lifestyle. So this is how it works, diabetes. Your insulin, it is either your insulin is being secreted, triggered, but you do not have enough to regulate your blood sugar, or your pancreas, is destroyed completely. And you don't just jump to type 2 diabetes straight away. This is why, as humans, we have to be in tune with our body. You see, alhamdulillah for Islam, and alhamdulillah that Allah is so merciful that bó ṣe dá wa, only symptoms. We have triggers. This is why you need to have clarity. You need to really make sure that you, how can I say, báwo ló ṣe máa ń sọ ní Yorùbá, ká ní tó bá ní pé ká ní àkíyèsára, as in kíyàn jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe wípé, I'm sorry, I'm actually looking for a right term to use here. So kíyàn jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe wípé o ní àkíyèsára nǹkan, ṣé mọ̀, ẹlòmíì tí nǹkan bá ń ṣe nísìnyí, wọ́n kìíní kan ni, you just like brush it aside and like, wọ́n jẹ́ kí n lọ pharmacy, kìíní kan, ó dàbí yẹn ń fọ́ mi, bóyá torí mi ò sùn, bóyá kìíní kan ni, you just jump into pharmacy, painkillers, NSAIDs, you know, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and then, you know, just keep suppressing the symptoms while the damage is ongoing. We don't do that. That is what makes functional medicine, you know, that is what actually the huge difference between functional medicine and contemporary medicine. Functional medicine, integrative medicine is all about getting to the root cause of your problem. When you're diagnosed with that type 2 diabetes, your doctor is they're supposed to work with you, your lifestyle, let them ask you questions, what happened, you know, be free, request for your panel, your results, see where the problem is, check for the root cause before you jump on that medication. A doctor that is not asking you, what are you eating? Are you sleeping? Are you, you know, your mental health, you know, your family life? Yes, they are supposed to get to the root cause of things with you. And you are allowed to ask them questions as well. Not just like, oh, this is it, babe, go. Nothing. No, doesn't work like that. So, and when you eat, insulin is the hormone. When you think about the word diabetes, think insulin. So, you remember when I was explaining about insulin? Insulin is the hormone that will be triggered the moment your food is broken down. You know, when we eat, that is why it is important you eat balanced diets. Don't join anyone that will say, oh, no, but will make you become this. Will make you do this. Don't eat any carbohydrate food. Only eat salad. Only eat vegetables. Only eat fruits. No, it doesn't work like that. You need all classes of food. You know, the macros, all of your macros, the carbohydrate, the protein, and the fat. That is the purpose of balanced diet. Balanced diet. Any plate of food, contain meteta, all these classes of food. That is not a balanced diet. Because we only purpose carbohydrate. And it is the only primary source of energy recognized. It is when you fail to provide it, you force your body to look for something else to use. So how can anyone tell you carbohydrates is don't eat carb? It is needed. So when you eat food, a balanced diet, after digestion comes absorption. So the moment absorption happens, you know, all of the nutrients is being taken into your blood, you know, the sugar, like I mentioned, you know, insulin is not just going to fold its arms and then allow your blood sugar to keep rising. Insulin jumps into your blood and grab all of the sugar out. So to take them to the, you know, proper headquarters to be used, which is our, you know, our cell tissues. But in the case of the people with type 2 diabetes, the insulin is not working. Your blood sugar keeps rising because your insulin has resisted. That is why before you go into type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance is going to precede that. We have warnings. For example, for a constant headache that you can't even put a label to. You don't understand. Headache is not a disease on its own. It is a symptom of something going on within you. When you cough, coughing is not a disease on its own. Cough, when you cough, only cough is a symptom of something big going on. It is either maybe with your lungs, maybe your lungs are clogged, you know, it can't filter the air, you're breathing in and out, so you cough, or you started to retain water around your lungs, and it is a symptom like something is going on. So instead of you just masking those symptoms with medication, you jump into pharmacy, you buy cough syrup and this and that, you are not treating the problem. The problem is still spreading like a wildfire. You are only suppressing those symptoms. That is why you notice it's going to come back. After 2-3 weeks of using that for cough, the problem is still ongoing. You have not gotten to the root cause of it, of that cough. So when you eat, insulin to control blood sugar more, your insulin has resisted. Insulin resistance. Face go to the type 2 diabetes. When you have something like insulin resistance, this is something you can actually handle by just changing your lifestyle. You don't need any medication for that. Even type 2 diabetes, so with complications, because we have complications that can actually come with the type 2 diabetes. We have something like, glaucoma, retinopathy, diabetic retinopathy, the eye problem, your optic nerves. Type 2 diabetes can destroy your optic nerves and you can lose your sight. We have people that have their legs being, amputated because of the complication from type 2 diabetes. High blood pressure, these are all of the complications. High cholesterol, all of these. So by debe, to shake the boy, I won't conscious of your blood sugar or high. Don't jump on that medication. Be willing to put in the effort to change that by looking into your life, look into your lifestyle and see what you're doing wrong. Check your diet, check your mental health, check your stress life. Are you sleeping? Are you exercising? Sedentary lifestyle, all of these things on a deeper level that might check. It's not a good thing to jump on medication. I am sorry, my fathers and mothers here that are doctors or medical practitioners. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to but it is what it is. And I'm sure that from a place of knowledge, you will agree with me that medication, it is something. Medication will not heal anything. It is just to manage things, like you'd say to us, you manage it with this. You see, that is why they use the word manage, because they understand that medication will not cure things for you. It will only mask the symptoms for you. You are only treating the symptoms. You are not treating your system. Medication will not do that. So lifestyle wagogon nikejeka ka wodada. So you see, moment suffer when you, if you want to control everything, so Jenny to metabolic syndrome, to battle control blood sugar, blood sugar, root cause, majority of them the moment the blood sugar is battle regulated more, the insulin to give up. Hypertension to ní tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn wà ní. Gbogbo nǹkan ló máa ṣe yàn. So it is important ká watch nǹkan tá ń jẹ, nǹkan tá ń mu, gbogbo nǹkan tá wà exposed sí in form of toxins, endotoxins, exotoxins and all of that. So that ní dé stage yẹn. Ẹlòmíì, high blood pressure medication tó ń lò yẹn, tó bá ti lè control blood sugar, kò ní need the medication for high blood pressure yẹn mọ́. Normally, blood pressure regulate fún ara ẹ̀. High cholesterol, tẹ́lòmíì ń lo statins fún yẹn. Tó bá ti lè control blood sugar, ẹ rí wípé kò ní need statin yẹn mọ́. That is how it works. So, as a type 2 diabetes, patient, mo ti sọ tó bá jẹ́ wípé you're still within the phase tó ṣe wípé kò tíì ní complications ò tíì wà involved. You can think of, okay, you want to use fasting to regulate your blood sugar. Yes. Don't forget working with your healthcare provider I am not a doctor. So whatever it is that I say here, do not take it as a, how do they say, medical advice or no, because I'm not a doctor. So work with your doctor, your healthcare provider. However, complications. So by it is just all about your blood sugar rising, fasting is a good moment for you to regulate it. And how do you achieve that? Insulin. You see, it is not all about how many times you eat per day. It is not about how much of calories that you consume per day. It is all about how many times you trigger your insulin. We don't want a situation where your insulin is going to be triggered like 5, 6, 7 times per day. Your pancreas is going to give up. Asu, níṣẹ́ ló dàbí pé kéèyàn kan wá máa kan lẹ̀kùn ẹ lójoojúmọ́ kó kàn wá máa kàn ń bẹ̀ pé ṣé kéèyàn pé tó bá pẹ́ tó bá yá lọ́jọ́ kan á kàn sùn yín pé ọmọ wa kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gan. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú insulin resistance nìyẹn. Tó bá pẹ́ tí pancreas tó ti ń knock tí insulin kó ṣúgà tó fẹ́ dà sínú blood tí gbogbo wọn ní ó ṣe jẹ́ every 1 hour ló wá ń da ṣúgà síbi ó da àṣílẹ̀kùn yìí mọ́ tí gbogbo cell tissues tí wọ́n resist insulin tó jẹ́ kó wọlé insulin á bá give up. Nígbà bá ń kanlẹ̀kùn bí kan tó ń jẹ́ wọlé ẹ máa padà lọ bẹ̀ ṣe bí ẹ̀rọ dúró sáyé aya yín. That is what happens. Ohun tó bí insulin resistance nìyẹn. Nígbà tó bá ti consult it because ó ti pọ̀ jù ó ti ń jẹ́ kó wà triggered a lot, many times. And that is one thing fasting will control for you. Because you're not even going to be eating every 2 to 3 hours. So your insulin will relax. It will rest. Your pancreas asinmi. So if you want to control your type 2 diabetes, your blood sugar, with fasting, there are ways you can go about it. After you must have, sought, for a medical advice and guidance from your healthcare provider or doctor, you focus on what? Your diet. You have to make sure you focus on your diet. Torí pé ó ní àwọn oúnjẹ kan tá a máa jẹ ló máa determine oye ìgbà tí insulin wa máa wà triggered. Even though you can still eat your carbohydrates, but we need to understand that we have types of carbohydrates. We have simple carbohydrates and we have complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates, majority were including the speaker. On the blood with on low insulin resistance. One of the major root causes of type 2 diabetes. We are providing more than needed. Àmọ́ just something like complex carbs. Àwọn yẹn ló lè regulate blood sugar. Torí pé ó ti ní àwọn nǹkan kan tó bá complex carbohydrate wà tí ò ní jẹ́ kí sugar inú carb ẹ kó sáré fò wọnú blood lọ. We want something that can slow the absorption of the sugar down, even though you are still eating your carbohydrates. You see, the issue is not like don't eat carb. What type of carb are you eating? Even if you want to eat simple carbs, okay, for the sake of the fact that if we include the speaker, we are all struggling. There are a lot of things many of us cannot even afford to buy. Even myself, when I go to stores, sometimes there are things that I know like, okay, this is healthier version of things and that, but I still can't afford to buy it. Even though, so by simple carbs are available, because in holistic nutrition, we don't have bad food. Eat clean, there's nothing like that. No one is eating dirty. No food is dirty. You may have just few calories. Only the nutrients to marry only we have micronutrients only but we can dirty food. I want to eat clean. We don't use those terms. There isn't any sort of stereotyping there in nutrition. It shouldn't be. So if you see some people that use terms like that, you know that is not acceptable in any way. We have people, this is what some people say, oh, don't eat white rice, don't eat eba. What about people that don't even have any other thing to eat? Are they not going to eat at all? However, There are ways we pair. There's something we call pairing. What are you pairing with that eba? What are you pairing with that white rice? What are you pairing with that inyo? What are you pairing with that yam? And one jet to shake one loaded with simple carbs. There are a lot of things that will determine their absorption, the absorption of the sugar, all depend on what over combined. So we may not go into that today because we don't have time, And to be honest, if I am able to manage my time today, this will be my first time, because when I do shows, I don't normally stick, like I just talk. Then I do live shows on Facebook. I just like talking. So I don't know how to manage time. So I'm happy I'm here today with the people that know how to manage time. So I think they can speed things up. You can see, you must have noticed that I'll be talking about something on that one thing there. I have other things to quickly clarify. So these are the things that will take my time, and then, because I love to clarify things, So if as a diabetic patient and then you want to fast, that is what you can do. Now, how do you achieve that? After Tovati, complication, we're on any medication, but I will see medication, you need insulin. First step is to get what we call continuous glucose monitor. It is important. You monitor your blood sugar. And if you don't have continuous glucose monitor, if you want to do it manually, where they break the fingers, or there are strips. When you go on Amazon, there are strips you can always use to test for so which means you're always going to be breaking anyway. But the continuous glucose monitor, it's going to be fixed somewhere around your arm. So every couple, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours or something, you can always just press and then monitor your blood sugar. Because what that would do, I inform me at certain time throughout the day, level blood sugar, safe. We don't want a situation where you become so dehydrated, where you suffer, hypoglycemia, where your blood sugar drops so low, which can actually, cause issue for you. Dizziness, all of the things that come with hypoglycemia, dizziness, fatigue, lethargy, brain fog, irritability, all of these things. We don't want that happening. So if you really want to take part, make sure you speak to your doctor and make sure you get guidance and all of that. Get continuous glucose monitor. So my monitor blood sugar as she go, so that we are well informed of what is happening in blood. And another area to our focus the dietary recommendation. All one to leje, all one to the peer papo, all one to no go area at all. For example, there is a formula like medium carb or low carb, high protein, high fat diet. Some people, they will require medium carb, maybe high protein, then low fat. It depends on your situation. The people with diabetes, low carb diet. Low carb diet. That should be the focus. You need to optimize your proteins. This is the power of balanced diet. You see, your plate is 100%. I don't have a plate, but I'm showing. Your plate is 100% like that. The quarter of your plate, which is 25% carb, the 25% protein. The 50%, which is half of your plate, fiber, vegetables, living green vegetables that will be packed with micronutrients for you. I want you to balance out whatever sugar that is coming from your carb, your protein, and the fats. You regulate the blood sugar and your absorption. You see, it is not all about don't eat this, don't eat that. What are you combining? Be one shake condemn white rice too, with simple sugar, it can spike your blood, it can do even as a money diabetes, not tell me, but a white star so bad. Only Boshimashe, only our conditions. We may not have time to go there today. Only Boshile say white rice, they're going to shake. What's a combine veggies more to any spiky blood? You build what we call resistant starch. White rice is so powerful. It is healthy. I'm telling you, if you know how to work your way around it. Many people cannot eat brown rice. It is not everyone that are supposed to like, oh, brown, you have brown. Some people, brown rice, brown bread should be a no-go area. When you have digestive issues, brown rice will irritate your gut lining. It can actually irritate your stomach. It can give you, issue. So it is not for everyone. White rice is gentle on your digestive system, especially when you are able to build resistant starch in your white rice by cooking your rice and cooling it down for 12 hours before you eat. You take it out of the fridge, reheat it, and then eat. You've been able to build quality, fiber. Resistant starch is like a fiber. They bypass digestion. That should be the focus. So if you have diabetes, you want to fast. These are the type of diet you can have. Do not start your day with simple sugars. It will spike your blood. You cannot have something like coffee. It will spike your blood. Your cortisol, it will trigger stress hormone. You cannot have things like soda drinks. It should be a no-go area. Either in isolation or even with something. No. So you prioritize protein. That is the logic. Before maybe you are going to do your meal or something like that. Make sure protein. Prioritize ninonje. Your carb, and if you want to choose carb, go for complex carbs. Go for something like whole grain breads. All brown bread we have in store, we're calling whole grains. You need to pay attention to the terms that are used, but not a lot of people understand nutrition. Sometimes you see whole grains, you see whole meal, you see whole dada, you don't even understand. Some people even think they're all the same thing. No. Whole grains. You're not going to see whole grains bread. Quality. 1 pound, 50 something pure. All of this Tesco has that brown bread. Molasses, that is just the molasses, to caramelize things and then give it a nice small taste. And then no, that is not whole grain. So you can do something like eggs. I'm not talking about deep fried egg. Ruby 100 mil. Simple scrambled egg. Just put some ghee or some butter or beef tallow, extra virgin coconut oil, cold pressed olive oil. These are quality fat that we need. That will slow the absorption down. It will not allow that sugar to have a free movement into your blood. Go jog. If sugar loss in blood, Dubai, our fat, So that is that. Prioritize protein. Cut back on your simple sugars. So have a good, you can have something like Greek yogurt, add some peanuts. Peanuts is a quality, omega-3 fatty acids, a lot of micronutrients coming from that. And then your Greek yogurt, quality protein as well. Sometimes it is not only about how much your food. I won't get that for you. Simple food. I want to packed with nutrients that I need. So And when you want to go for your dairy, make sure you go for full fat dairies. Don't be deceived. Fat-free, zero fat. Don't fall for it. Full fat dairy is the best, because these people, someone like us that understand nutrition, we know, and more logic to know. When they remove fat, they add more refined sugar for you to make up for the taste. So which is better? So choose your fat. There is nothing wrong with fat. Fat is needed. It is essential. Go brain, you are all of our neurotransmitters, all of our lipid-based neurotransmitters, hormones. To provide the fat, because see what you feel what triggered. So, and make sure you are well hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Drink enough water prior to time to my gym, so that you can conserve some water, because your kidneys cannot store a lot of water the way we can store energy away in the liver. So when you eat, prioritize quality protein. Another reason you need to to prioritize protein is because protein is not a simple, it cannot be broken down like that. One piece of meat, when you eat one piece of meat, yeah, it takes between 12 to 48 hours from the time you eat to digestion, to absorption, till to ma fi jáde kúrò lára, 12 to 48 hours. Imagine. Your digestive system is continuously working to break it down. And the implication of that is it's going to give you satiety. You're going to be fuller for a longer time. So you are not going to be hungry. So kosika insulin FM are triggered. Then don't eat deep fried food. And din dodo. And din eni. And din deep. No. If you have to fry anything at all, use shallow frying, sauteing, steaming, that will not require you to actually deep fry things. Deep fried food are so acidic, they will mess up your gut lining. So these are the ways that you can sustain, those long hours when you fast. So I think I've been told to, even though I still quickly want to mention, what is it called? High blood pressure. But if there is no time, maybe during the question time, maybe we can do that. That's fine. So let me know. If you still think I can, quickly chip in the high blood pressure, the people with high blood pressure and with fasting. And if not, that's okay. Maybe during the question time. So it's okay, ma. So let me see. I think I have a question there.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, sister.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I think you have 5 minutes more, so we'll stop you on the hour if you can take note of that.
Okay. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. So before I can so law, I just can show allow example during example I want to you don't say ewa titiwa awataman like lati jewa. Ewa, which is this one. This is the white one. Yes, ewa contains protein, but ewa titiwa is more of carbohydrates. In fact, the types of carbohydrates in our beans, they are so complex, we call them oligosaccharides. That is how complex they are. They can't be broken down. Problem, mama tell me mama sorry lo toilet, because the digestive system is trying to break those sugars down. So our own beans is more of carbohydrates, complex ones. That is why you need to soak your beans before you cook. Don't just rinse your beans. That's what you know, say. No. Soak your beans 8 hours prior to time to first say, to soften these complex sugars and to remove the anti-nutrients, the pesticides, all of the you remove all of that. You soak your beans, do 8 hours, or you soak it overnight before you cook it. To really actually get the same reaction from moi moi atewa torí pé èèpo ara mọ́ínmọ́ín àti bó kúrò. So the indigestible part of our carbohydrates tó wà ní ara ẹ̀wà àti yọ kúrò. So you're only going to have, soluble fiber. So the insoluble fiber on the skin, we've taken it out. Torí ẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́ pé tá a bá jẹ ẹ̀wà pé a ṣe gangan lẹ́wà nínú wa ṣe máa ń dànù. Gbogbo èèyàn kan ló need those naturally occurring digestive enzymes to break these sugars down. The same way some people cannot break the sugar in milk down. They have something like lactose intolerance. The lactase, the sugar in the milk, they can break it down. So so the same thing with beans. So you can use this as an alternative, for example, lentil. It is here, it's everywhere in the UK, any store, lentils, Asians, you can use it to make moi, you can use it to make akara, anything you can use beans for. You can use begiri. Oh my God, you need to see the moi I made today with my lentils. You won't even be able to tell them apart. This is made out of lentils. You can't even, there's no way you get to know. So you can get something like lentils because you need to always include protein in your food. You can use it to make akara. You can use it to make moi, can do begiri out of it. You can cook it, just pair it with your rice or pair it with your, so this is one good. And then also your nuts, the nuts, prioritize nuts as well. If you want to, plant-based proteins and quality fat from our nuts. This is almond nuts. Blanched one, make sure you soak it. Make sure you soak your almond nuts before you cook. They contains a lot of anti-nutrients. So soak them before you eat. You can soak it, go shop it, then you put it into your Greek yogurt, top it up with some apple with the skin on, which is a fiber there. So top it up and then, you can do something like oats. You can do something like overnight oats. You can do something like overnight oats. Not processed oats. Not all of these cooker oats, all of these ones that are, no. Oats in its pure form, rolled oats. Rolled oats, you can do overnight, top it up with some berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, put it in the fridge overnight to build resistant starch. And then you eat something like that, for your soul, Then you can just grab some peanuts, egg power is so healthy. So whatever it is that you have, we're talking about chia seed as well. We all know chia seed, powerful protein and fiber. So you have to make sure you soak your chia seed. You can top it up with your, with the oats. When you do your overnight oats, put some chia seed. Fiber to one, so soluble and insoluble fiber. So that is the goal. So these are the things. Then we have something like we have sunflower seeds, we have hemp seeds, we have sesame seeds, and all of these seeds. And thank God we are in a country where all of these things, any store you go to, they are available there. So then we have flax seed. We have something like flax seed. And one seed to were packed, with nutrients, hard, but make sure don't come up because of the phytoestrogens, especially with women. We need to be careful. The phytoestrogens can actually mess up with our estrogen, our hormone. So don't go overboard. Be careful. So I want quality protein, So I think that is that for now. So for the high blood pressure, in fact, fasting should be a good news for people dealing with high blood pressure. Trust me. The best way to regulate your blood pressure is fasting. Because your insulin, bombard the blood there with sugar, blood pressure, your heart will relax. Heart will relax, pressure, because your arteries go see free flow of blood. That pump, that how can I say? That rate, see heart to pump blood to bag pressure, pressure. And then toxins, free radicals, so that the blood, blood pressure. But fasting, I want fasting they regulate so I think for people with high blood pressure, it is the same thing. There is a particular diet we call DASH diet. powerful, good for people with hypertension, you go more on fruits and vegetables. It's more like Mediterranean diet. You know, you cut back on simple carb, you know, add protein. Every single meal, make sure protein is there, either from animal source of protein or plant-based protein. Just make sure you have protein. Make sure you add epa to eat. You see, I want logic, I want because you don't eat, you know, simple carbs in isolation. So if you want to eat something like swallow for like iftar, we can do something like, you know, unripe plantain swallow, quality resistant starch. From that, you can do oat swallow. I want jetoni fiber to provide satiety for. So high blood pressure, DASH diet, go more on fruits and vegetables, and make sure when you fast, you know, don't do fried food. The same with type 2 diabetes people. And when you break your fast, that is where the problem is most of the time with us. Breaking of our fast is the problem because many of us are you know, you see someone like me that understand nutrition. Some things, they are not like cooking sign of affluence. Take me back to table by somebody like me who down on your me barry be look I got any head to our bread and we juice kinika. Somebody like me, I'm seeing it from different angle, like no. Juice should be a no-go area. Eat your fruit whole. Bushewa. Instead of that orange juice, eat your orange as a whole. Eat fruit. Because when you juice your fruit, you are throwing away the most important part. Thomas Shishe, Thomas Slow. In fact, Alhamdulillah for Islam. Allah is so Allah walai. Fruit. The naturally occurring sugar we call fructose. No one know fruits. Allah mo poma spike blood. Onyoya F fiber sibe. Fiber ti wà nínú ẹ̀ tó máa slow absorption yẹn down. Àwa o torí pé àwa fẹ́ sọ pé juice ká lè sọ pé ó mu juice ni mo mu. Àwa sọ pé ṣe la fẹ́ juice ẹ̀. Ó wá mú fiber tó máa slow sugar tó wà nínú fruit down, ó yọ gbogbo yẹn dànù. Nígbà tó o juice. No. Juice is more like sugar, liquid sugar. Eat your fruit whole. So when you break your fast, juice, soda, coffee, teas, herbal teas, all this should be a no-go area for you. Don't forget, you've been dehydrated. You've lost electrolytes, especially people back home. It's more sweat, you are losing electrolytes, your sodium, your magnesium, your potassium. So the moment you break your fast, it is important you replenish your body. Go return electrolytes to losing. And logic in it, prophet we could recommend dates for work with the first thing about fast. To date is packed with electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, sodium that will regulate your blood sugar. Then you drink water before you go to your main meal. So whatever your main meal, not over 5,000 calories to protein fast. It is not how far but how well. Quality nutrients. Ordinary Greek yogurt àti ẹ̀pà àti some kini gan ó better. Ó máa fún any nutrients to need to ma replenish ara. So these are the things. It's quite unfortunate. There's no time to really go into a lot of things, but I'm sorry. So and yes.
Yeah.
Shake out, stop back.
Yeah, let's stop here, my sister. Wallahi, if not for the time, I would like to give you the whole time to continue speaking about this topic because it's endearing to everybody's heart. And thank you for the nuggets and the opportunity to give us ideas on how to diet while engaging in Ramadan. I know we have a lot of questions waiting. So I would like to start with those that have been supplied in the chat. If they have not been answered, Raja Council, I don't know. If you have any question in the chat that has not been attended to.
Yeah, we do have one from one of our sisters, Sister Sherry Ade. Her question is, could you kindly give us list of complex sugar?
Okay.
Okay, ma. Complex sugars.
List of
What's the
complex sugars.
Okay, mo ti mention it lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ̀. Ara ẹ̀ náà ni mo ti show yìí. I'm coming. When we talk about complex sugars, nǹkan tó mú complex sugars yàtọ̀ sí simple sugar ni wípé the presence of the fiber. When you hear the word fiber, think about plant. This is the indigestible part of carbohydrate. Àwọn yẹn ò lè ṣe digest, wọ́n máa ń bypass digestion. Your digestive system is under pressure, won't work harder to break things down. And you are losing weight. You are losing, you are, so then ebi ò ní pa ẹ́. Nígbà tí ẹ pé tó jẹ gan, digestive system ṣì ń work harder to break things down. So, á súnyàn síwájú few hours. So we're talking about brown bread, whole grains, and brown rice. Brown rice is whole grain. It is a complex sugar. It is sugar. It is carbohydrate, but complex one. Torí wípé ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin brown sugar àti brown rice àti white rice ni pé the endosperm is the only one tó kù ní inú white rice tá ń jẹ. The fiber, the outside layer, wọ́n ti yọ kúrò during the milling process. White rice, brown rice, ṣe rí lò náà ṣe rí originally. Milling process ló sọ the white. Whereas, nínú brown rice is still retained. It is whole, bó ṣe wà lẹ ṣe rí yẹn. So that is why it is categorized as a complex carbohydrate. Ṣé rí outer layer tó wà lára ẹ̀ yẹn, torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe sọ pé àwọn tó bá ní issue like Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, acid reflux, indigestion, they will struggle to break brown rice down. Torí pé outer layer tó hard, the hard shell tó ṣì wà lára ẹ̀ níta yẹn, it's difficult for a lot of people to break down. But if you don't have issue, you don't have any digestive issue, you can do brown rice. So it is a complex carb, even though don't go overboard. It is still carb. It is high in calories. Calorie-wise, because really 100 grams of white rice is about 250 calories. 100 grams of brown rice is about 230 calories. So really then àwọn ìyàtọ̀ tó tún wà láàrin ti brown ni pé they still retain their micronutrients. Many of them retain most of the micronutrients because má gbàgbé wọn tí mílẹ̀ bó ṣe wà nìyẹn. So during milling process, all of the micronutrients, manganese, selenium, iron, and all of these, 30 yodano during milling, ó ṣì wà lára títí ní brown rice. Nǹkan táwọn èèyàn míì fi rò bíi pé brown rice a little bit, on the healthier side, pé okay, brown rice is healthier, but nutritional, like ipe tabanika nutritionally, to be honest with you, somebody like me, timba ṣe meal plan fún yàn gan mi ń sọ pé don't eat white rice, buy brown. No, it is whatever you've been eating tó mọ̀ tó jẹ náà ni meal plan ni ma base lé lórí.
So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Thank you for answering that question, sister.
Then another complex sugars, fruit. Our fruit as a whole fruit. We're not talking about juice. Kò jẹ apple yẹn with the skin tó wà lára apple yẹn ò ní fiber tó wà ńbẹ̀, kò lè ṣe digest. Fruit is sugar but complex because as a whole ló ṣe wá. Àmọ́ tó o bá lọ mú in juice form, ó ti turn ẹ̀ sí kíni simple sugar níbẹ̀ yẹn. It will spike your blood. Nothing to slow the absorption down. Then we have leafy green vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, bean sprout, cucumber, lettuce, all of these. We have them. They have starch but complex. So.
All right. Thanks a lot for answering that question. I don't think we have any other one from the chat box, I guess.
Not from the chat box, but one was sent to me direct.
Okay.
He says, what should we do if we have headache or prevent headache happening during fasting?
Okay. Yeah, I've mentioned it, sister. I want nǹkan méjì ló lè fa headache during fasting. Number one, tó bá jẹ́ pé kò sí any health issue, tí ò sí any underlying health issue, like maybe you have hypoglycemia. In fact, let me quickly mention that there's something with people with type 2 diabetes, there's something we call diabetes ketoacidosis. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ó wà against logic ń pé èèyàn tó ṣe pé ó ní issue with hypoglycemia or type 2 diabetes pé wọ́n máa ń sábà wà low in blood sugar. All of a sudden, you can actually notice wípé blood sugar high. And that is because provide the glucose, kò sí sugar. The way bí Ọlọ́run ṣe dá ara wa, ara ọkàn ní máa wẹ̀ kó drop dead bẹ́yẹn. Ó ti láwọn nǹkan tó ti wà in places tó ṣe pé ó yá tí central nervous system bá ti gba signal pé okay, ẹni yìí ó ti run out of kidney pátápátá, your liver will be triggered. All of the energy from the protein, from the fat will be stored. And that is the release of ketones. Liver are releasing ketones as a form of energy. You are not producing glucose. So, to burn too much of ketones in your blood, blood sugar go high, even though you have not eaten anything. You have not eaten. You have not even provided any glucose. Why do you have high blood sugar? That is a type of blood sugar, a type of hyperglycemia, which is a high level of blood sugar that is associated with diabetes. Diabetes ketoacidosis, whereby you have a lot of ketones released into your blood to be used as energy because there is no sugar for you to use. Ara wa ma try fún wa gan kó tó di pé give up pátápátá àfi tá bá really go overboard the way we are wired. So it is either kó jẹ́ pé tẹ́niyàn ò bá ní any health issue, any underlying health issue, kó jẹ́ pé headache tó wá with dehydration. Most of the time, wọ́n ti sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn, a ò lè store water away for longer time bí a ṣe lè store energy away from food. So tá bá wà dehydrated, you are going to have headache. Dehydration can actually trigger, will trigger headache. So if it is just from that, don't worry about it. You can just have a shower or something, you can have a shower to cool yourself down, until you at the moment you break your fast, have some dates. In fact, it can't say your or religion grow. Tí n bá tiẹ̀ kì í ṣe Muslim gan. Tí mo bá mọ fact nípa date, mo mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́, àṣẹ reason wà lóòótọ́ tó ṣe wà recommended. Torí pé date is one of the source of complex sugars, even though it is so high in sugar. In nutrition, our central nervous system cannot differentiate between a refined sugar or sugar that is coming from your food. For example, tó bá jẹ fruit, we have fructose, which is a form of sugar coming from fruit. Tó jẹ refined sugar, bóyá table sugar. Our brain does not recognize the source of nutrient. Kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ mọ̀ pé sugar tí mo jẹ yìí o, ara fruit ni tí mo gbà yìí, inú fruit ló ti wá. Inú eléyìí, inú honey ló ti wá. Inú eléyìí, inú date. Our brain cannot recognize that. You want to make sure you provide what is right, quality one for the brain to use. So date is so, even gontori high in sugar, also wadi fiber nínú tó ṣe pé kò ní. In fact, we did glucose monitor fún àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ní insulin resistance with date. Date is the only source of the sugar tí ó spike blood. Despite the fact that it is so high in sugar. Honey is a liquid sugar. Don't make the mistake. Honey is medicinal. So for some of us that feel like, I don't want to take sugar, I don't eat sugar, I only use honey. Many of us, honey will spike your blood. So be careful with honey. You need to practice portion control. In fact, the sugar in honey is so complex, it's so much that just 1 tablespoon of honey, which weighs between 24 to 25 grams, is about 64 calories. 1 tablespoon of refined sugar is 43 calories. Sugar to one in honey, refined sugar. So people look at this thing, they feel like, it is natural. After all, honey is natural, so it can't cause me any harm. It will harm you. It will spike your blood if you don't practice portion control with it. So I think that.
Yeah, thank you very much, sister. There's a question I wanted to ask before I go to Imam Ajikole, who has risen his hand. I'm going to take that question first. While you are delivering the lecture, you mentioned about liver detoxification. So
Okay.
how do we help our livers to detoxify during or after fasting?
Fasting. Thank you, sir. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní wípé torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe jẹ́ pé in nutrition yàtọ̀ síra wọn. Holistic, when people practice holistically, it is different from. That is why the doctors that are practicing holistically, we call them integrative medicine doctors. They are different from normal doctors that will just like check for your symptoms and then write you. No, they don't. In fact, they will, when you go to functional medicine doctors, yeah, they will check for deficiencies, in your micronutrients. Let me give you an example. We have people that have been placed on high blood medication today. To ṣe wípé they are not supposed to be on those medications. Tó bá jẹ́ wípé àwọn doctors yìí wọ́n practice holistically. Ngbà míì, 80% of the time, the people that feel like they have high blood pressure due to high amount of sodium, she notice wípé táwọn èèyàn tó bá ní high blood pressure, tó bá diagnosed of high blood pressure, the first thing doctors will say to them, go and cut out salt. Reduce the salt in you, or cut it. Ever get salt, you salt is needed. Sodium is needed. Sodium is essential. It is an electrolyte. If you are deficient in sodium, you will have high blood pressure. It will mess your metabolism up. However, people you realize story understand nutrition ni wípé kì í ṣe sodium ló ń fa high blood pressure. Deficient in potassium ló ń fa high blood pressure. Tó bá mú blood pressure tó ti sí potassium tó máa balance sodium out, wà ní high blood pressure. So a lot of people that feel like they have high blood pressure because they have too much sodium, how do you know these people have high sodium? Do you do deficiency tests for them? Ṣé blood wọn ló show wípé wọ́n wà deficient? Ṣé blood wọn show wípé wọ́n wà high in sodium? So they just assume because, salt, it raises blood pressure if it is too much. Ṣé ó show nínú panel result wípé wọ́n ní high sodium? Tó ṣe máa sọ fún wọn wípé kán lọ cut out on salt, kán lọ stop eating sodium. You can't do that. Test ní láti show ẹ, blood ní láti show ẹ. Ìyẹn ní integrative medicine máa ṣe. They will call for test tó máa show gbogbo kìíní. Tó bá ṣe cholesterol, for example, lipid profile test to test for the cholesterol. Ẹ̀rọ àwọn èèyàn lẹ́yìn tó ń sáré káàkiri. Àwọn èèyàn míì tí wọ́n wà lórí statins fún cholesterol yẹn kò yẹ kán wà ńbẹ̀. Cholesterol is not something to be scared of. Cholesterol is essential. It is needed. If you don't have cholesterol, your vitamin D cannot be produced. Especially for women. If you don't have cholesterol, our estrogen will become so low. So these things, tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n really understand ni, wọ́n máa mọ̀ wípé cholesterol is not something to be scared of. However, people focus on cholesterol. Triglycerides ni ó yẹ káwọn èèyàn focus lé lórí. Triglycerides gangan òun ló ń fa cardiovascular disease, not cholesterol. Because cholesterol is needed. Even when you fail to eat food that are high in cholesterol, your liver is making cholesterol every single day. That is one way of the liver having detoxify system. Liver is busy making cholesterol, at least 1 gram of cholesterol every single day. Liver ní láti make it. Torí pé it is needed for our neurotransmitters. It is needed to make our melatonin. It is needed to make our serotonin, our lipid-based hormones, our neurotransmitters. So, tí a bá allow àwọn organs yìí kí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe, ń tà wá nídìí ní pé make sure, torí pé there is something we call lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage wa tó bá ti block with toxins, with pathogens, with cortisol, stress hormone, insomnia, sleep deprivation, and all of this, eating bad eating habits, all of these things. Till lymphatic kini wa tó bá ti lọ block. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe? Liver ò ní lè detoxify. Àwa ní ká make sure wípé a ò dá toxins bo system wa tó máa jẹ́ kí àwọn kìíní kan wà under pressure láti detoxify out. Torí wọn ní máa wò wá ràn. So tíṣẹ́ yẹn bá ti pọ̀jù fún wọn ló máa ń break up at the end of the day. Make sure you are not exposing yourself to a lot of toxins, either endotoxins or exotoxins, environmental toxins. We have things like, unhealthy air that we breathe. We have people that smoke. We have people that are having byproducts that are toxic to the liver. Look at the people that are smoking, for example. We have, acetaldehyde, which is the byproduct of smoking. Liver cannot break it down. And imagine you do this all the time. Then you eat unhealthy food, fatty foods. trans fat. Cinema store away. Because when you consume more than required, even your sugar, you see one thrilling thing about nutrition, see insulin to backpack sugar in your blood. Store away as sugar. Or my store is adipose tissue. Our adipose tissue is the tissue that handles our fat. Anything to over store sibe, ko ba je sugar ni kilo ma di, o ma turn into fat. Nte se nri wa to di pa won bere si ni liver fatty liver disease. Tori pe ti adipose tissue ba ti poju to ti dump the fat sibe, bere si ni leach out. You begin to have visceral fat, the abdominal area fat that is not needed. You begin to cover your liver with the fat. Tori pe o ti store. And you are not even creating the window to use all of this accumulated fat. You just keep adding more. You keep adding more every single day. That is one thing. It's a fasting machine. You give your system a break to detoxify your system. Your system will go back to everything that has been stored, pick them as energy to use. So that is one way to keep our liver, it is toxin, don't break the liver down from food, from herbal concoctions. All of these are bodies, they come with toxins because no one is testing for the toxicity of these herbs. Herbs are healthy, they are healing, there's healing in nature, but what we are saying is indiscriminate use of these herbs. People need to understand they are toxic, and that is the truth. People just drink these without even, there are active chemical compounds. So concentrate, they become concentrated. No one is testing for this. Dosage you are exceeding the limit of these, active chemical compounds that can actually wear your liver out. You go into the trauma, we say something like liver scarring to cirrhosis. So there are a lot of things. See about liver breakdown. So make sure you cut back on toxins. That is one way. Make sure you drink water, don't be dehydrated because these organs need water to flush out toxins, to make our system become clean. So
Alhamdulillah, thank you very much, sister, for doing justice to that question. So I'd like to hand over to Imam Ajikole. Your question, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Imam.
First, I'd like to throw a tiny tribute to Auntie Rodia. That's been so very helpful. She came to visit us in what I call our little cocoon of nutritional prison, because I can't say she has visited us. She's, what I appreciate about her presentation, style. She's driving home hard facts without letting us know, without making us feel like our clock of life is going to stop the next moment. Because this is every single thing she said, I am very, very guilty. And I'm sure a lot of us are. So I'm thinking, my wife was sitting next to me and I said, Chomba. So I don't even know there's nothing left of what is good now from this analysis. We don't know where we are and where we don't. That's number one. Number two will be a simple request as well to the CNMO, because I like this. It's not just for this UMA, for the less than 50 that we're on this platform. We should spread this message. I don't know, for the almost 2 billion Muslims that are around the world, we can do the much that we can do to spread this out. So I would like it to replicated on other platforms. Now that you are taking the lead, being the CNMO that you are, that's where we need you to be situated. So you are just doing the right thing for the community, and I give good roles to you for that. Alhamdulillah. Please, my request is that you make this available. Send me a copy. I will send it out because we need this, and this is the most appropriate time for people to know this. It will be part of their preparation, towards Ramadan. We are starting already, so we are there. But it's good that we can do some management, because we can't root things out completely. Then, I don't know what you've got to do with the addiction with Amala. I hate Amala, and I don't know what category of carb that one is. It's a complex. What do I need to come back? Because to take Amala away from me is taking my life. So that's particular. So how do I need to do that? Number one, that's number two is people of my age. Brother Tide is also in that category. The baby boomer generation that they call us. They said eating after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock is not healthy. It doesn't matter what that thing is. And you know, iftar is so much around that time. So what do we do? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Thank you. It's okay. I also appreciated the fact that I want many opportunities last while with all of these, you know. I'm pretty sure that on a normal day, like normal life, somebody like you would not even have the chance to stay around these people that I'm just here, and then, you know, we freelance. So alhamdulillah for Islam. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm humbled. And the questions are Amala. In nutrition. It saddens my heart. Like when I say law of information, misinformation about nutrition. Yeah. When you go online, when you go on Google, when you go on Facebook, YouTube, you see all of these self-acclaimed, health expert, and then giving out wrong information. They've turned themselves into fear mongers. You know, people can't even eat these. I see people come to me every day and say, Rodia, they say this one is not good. What are we going to eat now? I say, don't fret. It's okay. There is no bad food. I want to eat clean. See, somebody like us, start about analyzing when the clean, clean. So whatever it is that you're available, especially on JTTwa, our blessed. Moment suffer won ti le pe e ma ma wa ta wa ngbe bibi pe awa ni ere oyinbo awa gogon la wa blessed nílé pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ tó lọ́run àwọn oúnjẹ wa o àwa gan an roju nbi ni o chemical la nje o a jẹ fresh o. You see all of this ẹlòmíì á ní pé I don't like frozen spinach. Fresh èyí tó pè ní fresh yẹn kò fresh o, frozen one better jùlọ, because before kò tiẹ̀ tó di wípé ó tó stage tó máa tó pé kán ká lọ ti máa harvest ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ mọye miles tó ti travel? Do you know how many pathogens? Do you know how many germs? Do you know how many bacteria? Do you know whatever it is? Tí wọ́n ti fi spray to retain that green color títí dìgbà tó máa fi rà tó máa add the shelf life more. So we are not eating fresh. But you see the frozen vegetables, the moment they are harvested, they are processed, they are cleaned, they are blanched. Few minutes, you want to retain nutrients, want to pack it, want to freeze it from what? Frozen vegetables, sometimes, or better, you want to fresh, you know. You see, these are the things people don't understand. Amala is made out of our yam. Yam is healthy. Yam is full of fiber, dietary fiber. Though, sorry, pé kò kí n ṣe pure yam mọ́, wọ́n ti ó dàbí pé wọ́n ti yọ àbí I don't know, ṣé wọ́n máa ń ṣe, to be honest, mi ò mọ process àmàlẹ́ tí mo mọ̀ ní iyán, ẹ mọ̀ pé iyán sí. That is why I don't buy all these pando yam. I buy my yam, I cook, and I use food processor to make my iyán. I know I'm eating pure iyán. I am not buying all this powdered one. Tọ́n ti bá wa da farina mọ́. Don't buy what da another grain that here among gbogbo tó miss e pọ̀ síbẹ̀ fún wa oni pounded so tí n bá kún fẹ́ jẹ pounded yam kí mọ̀ pé iyán iṣu nìkan ló wà nù. So I do it at home myself. I just pound my yam myself cool. Láàárín 10 seconds 20 seconds iyán ti ready nínú food processor. All these things I show for my people on Facebook when I go live. So àmàlà kò sí nǹkan tó wrong. Mo ti sọ kò sóúnjẹ tó bad. The problem is not the food. The problem is the fact that we are consuming more than required. Amala, for example, is so high in calories. Tí a bá wò pé ká wò ní calories. 100 grams of amala kò yẹ kó ju bí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ méjì àbí mẹ́ta lọ. Láàárín èmi àti ẹ̀yin, ṣé a lè jẹ òkèlè mẹ́ta ká lè sọ pé àti yó? Ibi tí problem ti wà pẹ̀lú simple carbohydrate yẹn. Amala is simple carb, yes. Torí pé ó ti wà processed. Òun yàtọ̀ sí unripe plantain. Unripe plantain is whole like that. Wọ́n kàn máa rọra dry green plantain yẹn ni tán dẹ̀ máa blend it. It is whole. Òun yàtọ̀. Àmàlà mi ò mọ̀. Bóyá wọn, I don't know, maybe someone should please guide me or enlighten me. bóyá ṣé wọ́n máa blend iṣu yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni or something like that. So kò sí nǹkan tó bad nínú kẹjẹ àmàlà yín tí ò bá ti pọ̀ jù tí kì í ṣe pé àmàlà tó yẹ kí bí èèyàn mẹ́ta jẹ lẹ́nìkan máa jẹ àti go. Torí ẹ̀ lẹ ṣe máa notice wa iṣẹ́ tí máa notice ẹ̀ fẹ́ àwa black when we eat these simple carb food yẹn, the moment you eat and you want to sleep, there is a problem with your blood sugar. Notice wípé ṣe ló ń yẹ kó ń jẹ energize wa, ṣe ló ń jẹ máa ń jẹ kó rẹ̀ àwa. Torí pé we are not doing the right thing. We are consuming more than required. We are providing more than glucose to need. Irú àmàlà yẹn bí ṣe fẹ́ jẹ yẹn kó má pọ̀ jù. Make sure pé combine ọbẹ̀ tó nice. Bóyá bí ilá ó ní fiber nínú. Ilá máa jẹ́ kí ilá ò ní jẹ́ kó ṣe kí ni kó allow free flow of sugar into your blood, kò ní spike blood. Make sure pé add protein mọ́, bó kú jẹ́ ẹja ni, bó jẹ́ ẹran, kó má pọ̀ jù. We are not supposed to eat more than like 2 meals. Ẹran méjì bá ti ń jẹ fẹ́ ẹran mẹ́ta mẹ́rin máa ṣe jù. Bó kúkú jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀gúsí wa is so packed with protein and quality fat, omega-3 fatty acids. Bó kún jẹ́ irú ọbẹ̀ yẹn lẹ máa fi sí, kámàlà yẹn má pọ̀ jù. Simple sugar yín ní láti kéré, òun ní láti kéré jù. Tẹ́ ẹ bá dẹ̀ ti jẹun, make sure wípé you are not sleeping, you are not sitting down. The moment you finish eating, get up and walk around 5 to 10 minutes to regulate your blood sugar. That is one way to regulate blood sugar straight away. Don't, mo ṣe jẹun yẹn lómi nínú ẹbí ọwọ́ tá bá fi jẹun gan máa rẹ̀ wá sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ la máa gbé and you are having what we call sugar crash. Torí pé o ti bombard the blood rẹ with too much. So insulin ti bẹ páàkì gbogbo ẹ̀ dànù. Ara ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. You want to stay. Walk around for 10 minutes, regulate your blood sugar. That's fine. So kò sí nǹkan tó burú nínú àmàlà o, kò sí nǹkan tó burú nínú ẹ̀bà o, right as iyán ni o, gbogbo oúnjẹ wa kò sí tó burú ńbẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá. Èmi ò ní pé mi ò ń sọ fún yàn pé má jẹ nǹkan kan. Portion control. Portion control. Eat the one you need so that the rest will not be stored away. Torí pé we keep storing, we are not using àwọn nǹkan tá à ń store. Second day, ẹ tún máa jẹ ẹ̀bà míì, ẹ tún ti jẹ tó pọ̀ jù. Insulin àtúbà yín pààkì abayin lọ dà sínú adipose tissue dẹ̀mọ́ ètò tiwa ń bẹ̀. You are not creating window, you are not exercising, you are not burning these calories, you just keep storing. Ẹ ṣe máa ń rí àwọn dádì wa, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin dádì wa, àwọn ọkùnrin tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹkùn wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní yọkùn. Kò normal. Visceral fat, trans fat, kò gbọ́dọ̀ normalize it. It is for our own health. It can trigger cardiovascular disease. We want your BMI to be within the range that is healthy. So, oúnjẹ la dẹ̀ lè fi control it. So, sir, kò sí nǹkan tó burú nínú àmàlà o, ẹja àmàlà yín èmi gan jẹ o, but kó má pọ̀ jù. Then the second one, pé a lè jẹun ní 10 o'clock lálẹ́ yẹn. There is something we call circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm wa ló máa regulate morning and night wa. We have 2 hormones that are responsible. Melatonin ló wà responsible fún alẹ́. Serotonin ló wà responsible fún àárọ̀ tá a bá ti jí. So, bí ilẹ̀ bá ṣe ń ṣú, the darker it gets, the more melatonin you produce. Ẹ rí i pé tílẹ̀ bá ti ń ṣú normally, tó bá kún ṣe pé ẹni tó ń suffer insomnia, tí kì í ṣe pé ẹni tó lọ ṣe night tí ó gbọdọ̀ sùn, tó ti mu bí coffee bí, tó ti mu energy drink bí mẹ́ta, tó ti stimulate gbogbo heart ẹ̀ tó lè sùn. Àbí tí ò ní health issue, normally, ẹ rí i pé bí ilẹ̀ bá ṣe ń ṣú, á máa rẹ̀ wá, á fẹ́ lọ sùn. It is because your melatonin, ó ti gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ serotonin, á prepare system wa. Cortisol, ìyẹn rọra lọlẹ̀, which is the stress hormone. Torí a gbọ́dọ̀ wà active lálẹ́. Tílẹ̀ bá ti ń ṣú, ara wa ní láti, kó wà ńlẹ̀, kó balẹ̀, á lè prepare wa láti sùn. So that all of the gbogbo gìrìgìrì during the day, kíní kan yẹn tá a bá sùn ní healing yẹn máa ṣẹlẹ̀. So, tí melatonin bá ti gbaṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, kò mátà pé ẹ lè jẹun lálẹ́. Nǹkan tí kò dá ni wípé 2 hours before you go to bed, don't eat. We want a process of digestion to be completed before you go to bed. We don't want a situation whereby you go to bed, where healing is supposed to be happening, your kidney is supposed to be doing filtration, your heart is supposed to be, pumping blood to power your brain while you're sleeping. Digestion, we don't want that. We don't want digestion. Why then on the wall? You won't even be able to sleep. You won't even have proper sleep. You're going to be jumping up to go and pee because your kidneys, on filter. So you jump up in the middle of the night to go and pee. You won't even have sound sleep. So it is not about the time. It is about when are you going to sleep. Just leave at least 1.5 to 2 hours gap between the time you have your last meal at ìgbà tá bá fẹ́ lọ sùn. Nǹkan tó wà kò kì í ṣe pé ẹ ṣì fẹ́ lọ sùn láago mọ́kànlá o. Ẹnìkan wá ní pé no, you cannot eat in 10 o'clock. Ẹ ti lọ jẹun láti 6 o'clock. Bí ẹ bá lọ ní hypoglycemia àti blood sugar yín lọ low, ẹ̀yin gan ní lè rọrùn yẹn sùn. Lẹ ṣe máa ń rí àwọn tó máa ń ṣe weight loss yẹn tó ṣe pé wọ́n á ní pé during the day, just eat cucumber and water. Just ṣe kíní kan wá dìnnà ara wọn ní jẹun tó bá di lálẹ́ tó yẹ kó lọ sùn lójú wọn bá wọn ní lè sùn. Lẹ́yìn máa rí wọn tó máa ṣí fíríjì kiri ilẹ̀ tó máa wá nǹkan tó máa jẹ torí pé wọ́n ti low. System won't cry for help. You can't do that. So make sure you eat 2 hours, leave 2 hours gap before you go to bed. It does not matter the time. Kò mean pé ohun tẹ́ bá provide in system yín máa mú láti lò. Ẹ bá jẹ láago mẹ́wàá alẹ́. You see, calorie in, calories out ni. So it is not all about don't eat past 8 o'clock. Don't eat past 7 o'clock. So I think that has answered.
Thank you very much, my sister. Really, really conscious of the time. Your time as well, to be honest, because we've engaged you for like 2 hours now. Sorry, for 1 hour is past, but we are still here discussing the issue at hand. So alhamdulillah, but I just wanted to confirm whether this is a fad or not. There's common thing I hear around blood type diet. What is your take on that?
Blood type diet.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't even know. However, even the word diet, let me tell you, the word diet, this is a word that was coined by the weight loss company. It is just to swindle people. It is just to make people, because these people, they've studied us. They've seen that we have problems. They've noticed that people are looking for quick fixes. The weight they gained for 10, 20 years, they want to lose it in 1 month. So they are making things up. They are making, go and check Slimming World. Look at how much they make every month from people that are looking for quick fixes that will not work. That is why many of them keep recycling all of these diets. They jump from ketogenic diet today, they jump to this, they move from fruit, they move to this, because it is not going to work. We are not supposed to be dieting. Our system is not built to take a diet. Eat your food. Just don't go overboard. Just make sure you stay within the range and control need. Okay, as according to the FDA, as a man, on the average, you're not supposed to consume more than 2,500 calories per day. Women, 2,000 calories on the average. We have people that may need more than that. We have those that will need less than that. But on the average, now, she understand how many calories to 100 grams of rice, to 100 grams of eba. Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ combine gbogbo oúnjẹ tó jẹ throughout the day tó fẹ́ fi mọ̀ pé 2,000 calories ẹ ti pé? You don't even understand. Àwọn loopholes yìí ni àwọn people yìí ni wọ́n rí tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Come and join this diet. Come and do this, that. Go and ask people that have been doing all of this. Ask them where is the result. They keep recycling all of these things because they are going to get temporary. I want to lose weight. Timba Sofin, you can lose 5 kg. In 2 weeks, Emma lose it. I know what I can do. But because from a place of knowledge that I understand, I am only going to give you temporary results. You won't be able to sustain it. The moment you leave that diet, that 5-10 kg to lose there will come back straight away. Because you have not lost your fat. You need to understand your body is made up of water, fat, lean muscle. We have bone density. It is not just what. So when someone gives you something like diet, diet, slimming to diet, to move your second, to for sorry scale, to lose 10 kg, you are so happy. Oh, I have lost 10 kg. You've only lost your water weight. You have not lost that visceral fat that is accumulated in your adipose tissue. Go easy there. You have just lost your water weight. And the moment you leave that diet, are you going to be on diet forever? Ask yourself, can you be on diet for the rest of your life? So don't start. Diet will give you temporary results, but not a result that will be sustainable. Create a good relationship with your food. Eat your food. We shouldn't even be dieting. That is why I say, people say already, I want to live. I go and eat your food in peace. Look at me. I'm over 40. I've got 4 children. If you see my first son is like that up there. When you see me like walking, you will not even believe in me. You would think I'm like 25 years old. People say, when I do shows, people come to me, Rodia, what have you been doing? Oh my God, at this age, after 4 kids, say, what are you doing? I say, me, I'm not doing anything. People think I have one special diet I'm doing. Me, I eat everything and anything at any time to balance me. But more understand, we pay me when you go overboard. What allow areas of my life to cut out and won't come me, no, to like bureau toxic, things like I don't fry. I don't, even all of these, endotoxins, a mini spray, a mini perfume, a mini candles, all of these things, makeup, because these things are packed with toxic chemicals. So I try to do what I can do to cut back on toxic load. And where we control over, okay, we are still struggling. It's about the control. So there's nothing like chemical diet. All of these diets, even so when I hear the word diet, I run. Because if all of us do what is right, no one should be dieting. We are not supposed to diet. You will mess up your hormones. You will mess up your metabolism. So I think.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi
Thank you
wa barakatuh.
so much, my sister. I have 2 questions on the platform that I just want to put through to you.
No problem.
No, even 3. One is just coming now. What type of milk is good for diabetes patients? And the second one, where do eggs and fish fit in? Last but not the least is another one from one of our sisters. I made a poster to raise awareness, but it would be good if Sister Rodia can do a sample weekly meal plan for use. So I've combined the 3 questions.
Okay, let me quickly
conscious of time as well.
Okay, let me quickly take it from the you said the person said where does egg and
fish.
You see, in nutrition there's something we call bioavailability of nutrients. You see, that is why somebody like me, I don't recommend supplement for people. I'm sorry, there are a lot of things that I will say here today that people, maybe some of us that have been doing these things, we feel like, some of us even think it is compulsory to be on supplements. I see people coming to me, Rodia, they say, as we get to 40 years and we are supposed to be taking some supplements. What are the supplements you can? I said, why? Who is saying that to you? So people even think, you see our people, they jump into Savers, Holland and Barrett, all of this stuff, they pick supplement. If you eat your food, you don't need supplements. Eat food, proper food. That money you're going to spend, buy supplements, buy quality food and eat and get your most bioavailable nutrients. And one nutrients ó ṣe pé tó bá dénú stomach ẹ ò ní work hard láti lò ó ti wà bioavailable already. Inú oúnjẹ ló ti máa rí. Let me use one as an example. Look at magnesium, for example. We have people that are deficient in magnesium. We have symptoms, when you begin to see the symptoms, okay, probably you may actually be looking into deficiency in your deficiency in your magnesium. Maybe you can't sleep through the night, you're having twitches, pins and needles, throughout the night, you can't sleep, you're having headache, all of these things are associated with it, deficient in magnesium. You see people, instead of them to focus on eating magnesium-rich food, you see them jump on supplement. That means supplement straight away. So they won't believe if a supplement might provide quick fix. And let me shock you, 90% of the supplements you people buy out there, they are not bioavailable. You are only using fillers, bulking agent, active ingredients. Go and read. If you learn how to read nutritional labels, you will understand what I'm saying. You will not see quality supplements for £5. Not even £1. You see all of this vitamin C, £1. Vitamin B, Kidica selenium, £2. Please, it's a no-go area. That is not a bioavailable supplement. There is no active ingredient in that. So don't waste your money. Focus on quality food. And when we think about bioavailable of nutrients, pure food, egg is one. In fact, there are some food in nutrition we call superfoods. Egg is one of them. Egg, our nutrients packed, we call it multivitamin. Egg is the only source of animal protein that we call multivitamin because it is the only source of animal. It is only animal source of protein that can provide you with all of your amino acids you need throughout the day. We have 22 amino acids. We have 14 of them non-essential, and we have 8 of them essential, which means they have to come from your food. The other 14, your body can still, work its way around things. But you see the 8, we're talking about glycine, we're talking about malate, we're talking about, choline, all of these, egg yolk. One medium-sized egg, Lojumo boiled egg, will provide you with all of the amino acids you need throughout the day. So, egg shouldn't be joked with. Don't joke with egg. Maybe someone must have told you, egg is high in cholesterol, don't eat it. Yes, egg yolk is high in cholesterol, however, a good cholesterol. HDL, we have types. We have LDL, we have HDL. High lipoproteins and lower lipoproteins. The type of cholesterol in egg yolk is the HDL, the one that helps to lower your LDL, which is the bad one. So dietary cholesterol does not have any effect at all on your total cholesterol. Eat your food. So egg and fish, quality fat, mackerel fish, one of the, we're talking about omega-3 fatty acids, which is the healthiest of all fat you see in our mackerel, Titus. Don't fry you. Steam or you bake it so badly, jebe. Don't destroy that quality fat by frying, by deep frying it. So, you see, once we pay nature, if nature bless, we just have to understand how we can, work our way around nature. So, egg and fish, good source of protein. Do whatever you feel like with that. So, that is it. And then the other one, I'm sorry, sister, please, can you quickly remind me the first one? I have forgotten the first one, sister, please.
I think she mentioned milk, something related to milk there.
Okay, milk for type, okay, milk. To be honest with you, I don't really, like I said, just listen to your body. When you consume any type of food, how do you feel? Look at some people, for example, how do they know they have lactose intolerance? Anytime they eat something that's dairy, they have digestive issues. They are bloated. They suffer flatulence. One person give out gas. That is how they get to know that I think each time I drink milk or I take yogurt, or cheese, I think something is not right with me. And at the end of the day, they get to know that they have lactose intolerance. They cannot digest the sugar in the milk. Listen to your body. When you drink milk, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? I am not going to be here and say, oh, don't drink this, don't drink that. Drink full fat milk. If you drink fresh milk, that's okay. Full fat.
As a diabetic patient, sister.
Yes, there is nothing wrong. I don't think there's any rule that says the diabetic patient cannot have milk. Yes, because of the sugar, like I said, that is why I said don't go low fat or no fat, because when they say no fat or zero fat or fat free, there is sugar there. So do full fat. I don't think you're going to be having like a milk in isolation. Maybe you add milk to your oats, or maybe you want to add milk to your coffee, or maybe you want to add milk to your. So I don't think, except if you want to drink milk in isolation. So I don't know yet, milk contains sugar. So except if you want to drink it in isolation. So just see how you feel, just see how you react to things that you eat. So I think that is what I can say. So, and if there is anything you want to add to that, so.
Thank you very much, sister. Last
Yeah.
but not the least question, is palm
Yes,
oil?
okay, please, ma. One caution tí mo lè fi sílẹ̀ ńbẹ̀ yẹn ni wípé torí pé mo ti sọ àwọn èèyàn wa extremism when it comes to food la máa ń ṣe. Ẹ̀rẹ́ lómi tó bá fẹ́ mu tea kò ní lo fresh milk. Ó lè mu bí evaporated milk. Evaporated milk, the sugar in evaporated milk has become concentrated because it's dry. The sugar in powdered milk has become concentrated. It's like comparing the sugar in fruit juice, in dry fruits and fresh fruits. Ó yàtọ̀. Bó o ṣe lè jẹ grapes tó bá fresh, o gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ raisins bẹ́ẹ̀. A spike blood there. Torí wípé the sugar in the grapes don't it dry yet, don't it become dry fruit raisins, or you are concentrated. You are having double or triple portion of sugar right now. So you need to be careful with dry fruit, for example. So you can do like semi-skimmed milk. We have sugar-free milk. Read labels. One thing, we need to understand how to read labels. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ṣá wa nílùú tán kì í ṣòjóró. Wọn ò ní add kinní kan síbẹ̀ kan lọ torí wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn lè gẹ ẹlòmíì tẹ́ bá lọ add nǹkan tẹ́ declare síbẹ̀ àbí tẹ́ sọ. Thank God we are níbi tó ṣe pé wọ́n wà truthful. Read labels. You see something like in 100 grams of this milk or 100 milk, 20 grams is coming from sugar, 5 grams from protein. For example, 5 grams from fat. Out of that, you want to break it down for you. Read labels. Nǹkan tó lè help nìyẹn. We need to, especially tí àwọn tó bá yẹ pé tó ní issue with high blood pressure, diabetes, you need to learn how to read labels. Kí o mọ̀ wípé, nínú 100 ml of this milk, o want to sort it already. Okay, you have 5 grams coming from protein. Okay, that's okay. You have 20 grams of sugar. Torí kó o tètè mọ̀. So I think that is the only thing. So stay like be fresh milk. You can do semi-skimmed and when you want to low in sugar, one low in fat. In fact, you can go full fat. Just make sure that the sugar, read labels and see how many grams of sugar. Then don't do all of this powdered milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk, all of this. No. And when you sugar should be a no-go area. It is processed. There is no nutrients. Whatever nutrients, nutritional value. They are synthetic nutrients that are added after production, naturally occurring. So if you want to, and you can even, you don't have to even go for dairy milk. We have plant-based milk. We have coconut milk. We have oat milk. We have almond milk. However, plant-based milk, Nimi Oba really recommend for people with type 2 diabetes. However, make sure you do it at home. All the store-bought one, don't deceive. No, when you read the labels, you read. They have seed oils added. They have preservatives. They have emulsifiers. They have all of these things to make up for everything lost during production. They add colors, to make up for the color that is lost. The color you see in your orange juice, store, that is not the color orange fruit will give you. Something makes that color. One more shade vibrant, they add color to it. We have red 40, we have tetrazine, we have all of these toxic colors. So if you want to enjoy juice, to like the juice, do it at home yourself and know that okay, juice. So if you want to have plant-based milk, which are fantastic, do your coconut, buy coconut from Asda, crush it, blend it, drink the water, drink. Almond, I do almond, tiger nut and almond mixed together, do plant-based milk that is healthy. So I think that is what I can say.
Yeah, I think there is another question here, sister. Sorry, I'm conscious of time as well.
I think that should be the last question because of the time. Because we have Sister Mistura raising up her hand. After that one you want to take, then we'll go to Sister Mistura and then we'll draw the curtain, inshallah.
There's a question that says, is palm oil more healthy than vegetable oil?
Yes. Yes, our palm oil, even though Onyibo people will say otherwise. And that is why we need to be wise. As Africans, we are blessed. As Sero people, harnessing what the nature to the funwa. How can anyone say, when you go online, when you go on Google, when you condemn coconut oil, they will tell you it is so high in saturated fat. Palm oil are so high in saturated fats. Guess what? They go to the same Africa, they are buying all of our palm oil, they are bleaching, they are using it to make cosmetic, to make oshe, to make cream for us. Nothing within the cosmetic industry that you not see palm oil. Nothing. But they are telling us, don't eat it, it is high in saturated fat. Guess what? They push seed oils, hydrogenated oils. Normally, on a normal day, no one should be consuming hydrogenated oils. All of these vegetable, sunflower, whatever, canola, they should be a no-go area. Anything to go through hydrogenation process, we are not supposed to consume them. But see these people, they condemn something that is natural because it is high in saturated fat, but they push the seed oils that will increase our trans fat. Which one is better, saturated or trans fat? Lack of nutritional knowledge. Ondofi Anjewa. I say to people, before I can pick vegetable oil, pick palm oil. Yes, there's saturated fat in palm oil. 50%, over 50% in 100 ml of palm oil. 50 to 60 to 80% is saturated fat. Yes, but however, it is natural. It's just like someone is saying, I'm not going to eat butter because butter contains saturated fat. It is nature. It is natural. You don't want to eat the one that is naturally occurring, but you want to eat the one that is chemically processed. Where is the sense in that? They told us to not eat pure butter because it is high in saturated fat. But these people say you can eat margarine, which is partially hydrogenated oils. Margarine is not butter. You see people, when you have margarine, sorry, bread, that is not butter. You're only eating seed oils. When you read the labels, we have about 4 to 5 seed oils making that margarine up. But this is butter. You only need milk. You only need heavy cream to make butter. One ingredient in butter. I make butter at home every week. One ingredient. Go to Asda, heavy cream. That's mixer. Go there, you can mix. I don't need 5 minutes. Butter. It's just like someone condemning the dietary cholesterol. The one egg, the one shaki. We have cholesterol in shaki. We have it in egg. Someone is saying, oh, don't eat it. Oh. You cannot say that. It is naturally occurring. I will not leave something that is naturally occurring and go for the one that is processed. So palm oil, to me, is healthier than hydrogenated oils. What are the hydrogenated oils? Our seed oils, liquid at room temperature. They use hydrogenation process to make them become liquid at room temperature. That has increased the smoking point. That is why they are good for deep frying. You cannot do that with cold pressed coconut oil. You cannot do that with what's it called? Extra virgin olive oil. It will destroy all of the nutrients. All of these seed oils, vegetable oil, there's no nutrients there for us now. Nothing, as in nothing. We are not getting any value. We are just using them for the purpose of we are using oil. However, this is the caution with palm oil. When it comes to nutrition, every water about first yamasi, Nishela Mamu Yantama for 30 minutes, Mama Oti introduce a carcinogens in oil, Oti Daru, or sink a cantoma get in it. And why be mistake is that one shaming. You are not supposed to bleach your oil. You are not supposed to increase to alter the smoking point. But when you cook this oil at high temperatures, you see smoke coming out of that oil, carcinogens. We have polyaromatic hydrocarbons. We have polyheterocyclic hydrocarbons. We have cyanides. We have all of these toxic chemicals that we introduce to the right method of cooking. Many of us, we are just eating, but we are not getting nutrients. To destroy during cooking. I'm a first I'm a for 1 hour. He'll have get nothing. You've destroyed all of the vitamin C. So I know that say. There are one you to shape vegetable roll on ye. Tawa bati de wa first say pe a few minutes. We are not supposed to smoke oil. Anything to ba lori open. In fact, open fire. A mini suya, a mini barbecue. Them are open fire. Anything to ba produce smoke is carcinogenic. It's more or less like you are smoking cigarette. We have formaldehydes coming from there, which is toxic, which can become carcinogenic in nature. It's just like smoky party, deliberately introducing carcinogens into food. These are the mindsets I need a lot to change. Our blessed so but say one put one through don't destroy in confirm. Amansha sheju. Bello mi ba fe se obe nsi to ba fe se jollof rice bó ṣe da magi bí mẹ́rin sínú rice yẹn still tó máa tún bule a tún da bí magi bí mẹ́rin mọ́ o ya sta tó máa jẹ a tún da mọ́ bello mi ba ma dín ẹyin bí méjì lásán ó lè mú magi bí méjì gbogbo àwọn àṣejù yẹn la fi ń ba nǹkan jẹ́. So that is that about it. Palm oil, I would choose palm oil over vegetable oil or sunflower oil because they are hydrogenated oils. Palm oil is not hydrogenated. Has not been through hydrogenation process, the addition of hydrogen molecule to stabilize the oil. How many vegetables do you think will be crushed before they get 100 ml of sunflower oil? And you think they will sell 5 liters for £8? You should know something is involved. Don't you know? Moye tí wọ́n ta cold pressed coconut oil nínú store ni ordinary 500 ml kékeré báyìí wọ́n lè ní £10.99. Torí pé think about how many coconuts to ma break, to ma process, to ma extract to get 500 ml of coconut oil or ma sheep. Why to ṣe ń ta the 5 liters sunflower oil fún wa ní £6, £8? That says something. So eat your palm oil. Don't go overboard. Oil is high in calories. Oil 1 tablespoon of every oil, 120 calories. Just 1 tablespoon. Ama wala sheju. Inshallah mamodin the 5 liters of palm oil itama da sórí ọbẹ̀ tí gbogbo epo ni kaya ma se sauce. Kini kan ata gan epo mama ṣàn lórí ọbẹ̀ àwọn àṣejù tá ń ṣe nìyẹn. Don't go overboard. Everywhere. Minimize it. They are so high in calories. So use your oil. Don't increase the smoking point. Don't smoke them. Don't bleach your oil. In fact, you know what I do when I cook? I add my oil at the end of cooking. Timbafe lo coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil. After timbati to not destroy, because these nutrients, they are so sensitive to heat. Kinto add this, I still want to retain the nutrients. I'm a sunflower vegetable nutrients. So do whatever you like with them, but they are not better in any way than our palm oil, than our cold pressed coconut oil, than our peanut oil. However, when she peanuts, it has to be extracted, cold pressed. Heat, destroy nutrients, so in oil. So that is that about that, sister.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khairan. Jazakallah, we should allow Sister Mistura because she's been waiting. Bismillah, Sister Mistura.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I must really commend Sister Rodia for this highly informative session. Not only has she simplified food chemistry, she's also gone into food science. And this is a mark of excellence, you know, for anybody who wants to kind of be in your field. So you are able to narrow things down to the basics based on your own understanding of food in general. Fantastic. And I give kudos to you.
Thank you.
With amala, it's just yam that is blanched, dried, sun-dried, and then powdered. Yeah. And then the only process I don't buy in it is when they sieve out the fiber to make it really powdery and fine. And in addition to, apart from the fact that it's good, it's also can be classified as fermented foods. And that's with our own food. The good thing about our traditional food is that like amala is fermented, gari, when it's fermented, becomes a bar. And then when you have the lafu fermented, all these are like bonus for us if you are eating traditionally, because that's like kind of helping you with the gut health. That's our own yogurt, if I must say, you know, like you said, it's more about the quantity. We are actually blessed. Wherever God puts human beings, He's always giving you all you need, you know, to eat and be healthy. So, and I agree with you on all your points about going for our own traditional foods and understanding it in a way that when we use it, we'll be healthy. I was going to ask you for your take on, because obesity is a problem, and all these things with our inactivity, our sedentary lifestyle, our unhealthy eating habits, all these things come together to make us a nation amongst nations with this obesity. And like you said, the visceral fat is so obvious, we see it, although in some people it may be due to some other reasons, not only food, but something can be done about it. Like you said, it's not natural, you know, it's just like what has been going on that we need to kind of educate people and can be corrected with healthy lifestyles. I'm talking about the food and the exercise and the portion size, people understand it. And that takes me back to the NHS program on pre-diabetes and overweight people. I know that if you go online, you could Google, you could check the NHS, and you can be referred for programs to help prevent diabetes and to help deal with the overweight that precedes diabetes. Are you aware of that? The Zyla program, you can even ask your doctor for referral. It takes you on a journey on the food and the exercise, and it's an eye-opener. I don't know if you're aware of it. So that's just my contribution, and I'll say thank you very much for all you have done today, and we hope to see you more out there on our platforms as suggested. Thank you. Jazakallah khairan.
I mean, one thing for Jazakallah khair. Thank you, ma. No problem. So, gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ ṣe sọ, I'm still a student of knowledge. Ní field yìí, to be honest, I've not been certified. The knowledge of nutrition and anatomy and everything, just so, looks so thrilling to me. Torí pé as a Muslim, gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe kọ́ wa pé we think, you know, mo kàn wá rí pé ó wà so relatable. Mo kàn wá padà wá connect gbogbo nǹkan tí mo ń learn pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ti wà confirmed fún wa náà ni gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí náà. For example, okay, look at the issue of sleeping. Àmọ́ pé Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, àmọ́ pé ó sọ fún wa pé the first part of the night ká sùn, pé ká lo first part of the night ká fi sùn. I think the third part of the night, Nika Jifun, it might be no religious people, you can correct me if I'm right, Abi. So after Ishai and Taraweeh and everything, I think we are advised to like go to bed and sleep so you can wake up for the third part of the night to pray and stuff like that. You see, in science, during the first part of the night, the healing manshele, lani latiwa. In fact, not just sleep, REM, the REM mode, lani latiwa, for total healing to occur. Look at that. More related. In fact, in fact, every week, tomba jini gon, beshe mama shegon, incoherent, you won't even understand. Your circadian rhythm could see complete. This circadian rhythm your back complete. That total healing, more related. What it gets, prophet me about fast, about to break, just something that can provide us with lose sugar while fasting. We need something that can quickly replenish that sugar back. I replenish you with sugar. Kotoni shaking, koni spike blood. Lo she recommend dates, tori dates, only fiber, Sugar new, and what only fiber, so the cause blood spiking. More can one relate with Bahonkini. So hopefully, like you said, this is what I do. I create awareness. I'm always active on Facebook. So, and I think on TikTok or whatever. So I don't know. I just do what I can do. So if you want me to come back, if you want me to say I'm available, that is it. It is not. So I'm still learning. So no problem. And I appreciate as well. So, Gegebe she mentioned fermented food wale nkonye no. Bí mo ṣe sọ, Ọlọ́run bless wa gan. Ẹ wo gba àwọn nǹkan táwọn ìyá wa yẹn máa ń ṣe tá. Mo rántí kí n tó kúrò Nàìjíríà, irú wa báyà Stafrolite, or even till now, táwọn èèyàn tán bá rí ẹni tó ń fún ọmọ ẹ̀ lógì mu. Ìyá mọ̀ pé ń ṣe la máa ń wo àwọn nǹkan yẹn as a sign of affluence, like, tabarẹ́ ọmọ tán ń fún ní baby milk, àwọn yẹn la máa ń rí bíi pé ọmọ tán bá fún ní ògì mu, a máa ń gbé orí ògì, mo kúkú mu gàrí ni mo mu. We demonize these foods like they are nothing, like they don't have nutrients. Like in pe ẹni tó bá poor ló lè jẹ wọ́n. Kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn oúnjẹ wa tó ní prebiotics and probiotics. Look at our ogi, for example, well fermented cornmeal. Gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ fermented food lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. Àwọn nǹkan tó máa feed the gut lining wa nìyẹn. Prebiotics and the probiotics. A ní ogi wa, èyí tó bá ti wà well fermented. A ní gàrí tó wà well fermented. She bless wa. We don't have to break a bank for. So, it is just ka understand knowledge of nutrition. Ka mo we pe mo ti re yan kan tó ń sọ fún mi rí pé ó ní òun ṣe diet. Mo ní okay. Kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó máa ń jẹ, ó ní wọ́n sọ pé kò ń lọ get broccoli, ó ló ti hard fóun láti get torí pé ní wà Nàìjíríà, ó ní wọ́n sọ pé kò ń get almond nut, ó ló expensive. Mo ló ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn nǹkan tí ó wà locally available ni wọ́n ní kò get. That is the wrong perception. That is the wrong mindset towards food. Ó ní láti jẹ oúnjẹ ibi tó wà. In fact, geographical location ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá a máa jẹ. Lè máa gbé ní Nàìjíríà kó lóúnjẹ tó wà ní London ló fẹ́ máa jẹ tó wá láti abroad tó cross sea. You have to eat locally. The local, the better. So I was telling this person, it's okay, go and get peanuts. Maybe you have peanuts. Only no, but almond nuts. Money kilo day. Cashew nuts, inko. That was of almond the better. They have the same quality fats in there. It's local food. Mindset one here. Local, international. Someone was even making adverts lórí Facebook, you buy this. It actually came from UK. And I was saying to people, no, we are here firsthand. We see go better juti walo. So, so. No problem.
Thanks you. Thanks a lot, Sister Radia, for a job well done. And before we say any further thing, I want to call on Sister Sophia to be on standby. I want to quickly make an announcement. while we have everybody here, because we don't want to lose the audience before we make announcements.
Prayer on the phone if possible, sir.
Please, Sister Rodia, please drop your Facebook account on the chat box so that people can see it for further communication and any other ways that we can reach you. Although people will come to us anyway for a job well done. So, Sister Sophia, please be on the standby. I want to quickly make some announcements. As usual, in CNMO's tradition, we normally organize Ramadan lecture series. So, inshallah, our Grand Sheikh, Chief Imam of Ar-Rahman, Alhaji Najimdeen, will be the one to deliver the first lecture on Saturday, inshallah, between 2 and 4 p.m. Please join us. I'm going to share the poster now. We expect everybody as you are here today. And then we'll also let you know for other lectures that we have, other lecturers that are coming as well. We have Professor Badirin, Professor Zakaria, Riyadi, and other lecturers that are coming. They are all fantastic lecturers that we have this year. As usual, please join us. Same time, every Saturday throughout Ramadan, except 22nd of April. So please save the date in your calendar. So starting with this Saturday, 25th of March, like I said, look at the screen and we expect you, inshallah. Also, I want to use the opportunity to call on everybody. If you know you can mentor people, we are looking for mentors for our community to mentor our youth and adults alike. So it's not exclusive, it is inclusive. And what I mean by that is, if you're a teenager, we can take care of you. In fact, just for the time we launched this program, we've had 10 mentees coming our way. And yesterday, inshallah, we've distributed them to our mentors. So we are looking for more mentors. If you want to do that, you have passion for mentoring, please get in touch and we'll send you the form. And you can also get it on CNMO platform if you are that part of that platform. Again, on the last note, on our platform, somebody sent information about a boy that they said needed help in Nigeria. They said they should send money to Wema Bank account. We deleted that message. Unfortunately, the person's account has been hijacked before we did that. So they are calling people to say, okay, there's a meeting on CNMO, blah, blah, blah. Please do not accept anything they said to you. CNMO will not call you for any meeting to be held. Please take note of this. And I can see our Sister Rodia raising up her hand before I call on Sister Sophia for vote of thanks. Please go ahead, Sister.
All right, sir. I'm really sorry about this because I saw that question. The mommy buried so more cooking sorry and safe more. One bearing pay apart from water, pay I won't drink me woni alimo during fasting. So okay. Aside fasting gone, drink it so that you can move on me. So tabatun one fast, otunwa more important. Can't stick with omenikon. Tori we pay any other drink aside omi, oman cause dehydration. That is why we don't recommend soda drinks. Coke, Fanta, energy drinks, multi, anything soda. Because of the high refined sugar, not even sugar, high fructose corn syrup. Towa ninu awon drinks yi, o man dry, o man for dehydration fun yan. So, ṣé yìí gan ṣe notice yìí pé kò sí bòǹgbẹ ṣe lè máa gbẹ̀yìn tó tẹ́ ẹ bá mu Coke, tẹ́ ẹ bá tí mu omi, ara yín ò ní balẹ̀. Àwọn drink yóò lè, wọn ò lè take that taste, wọn ò lè take it away, you know. So they will stimulate your, taste bud, and then you crave for more sugar, and then, so water is the best. Herbal teas, to be honest, herbal teas, low dangerous issue. Sorry, herbal teas contain laxatives. Torí ẹ lè ṣe máa notice pé àwọn tó máa ń ṣe herbal kìíní kan slimming tea, herbal this and that, lè ṣe máa notice wípé wọ́n máa ń lọ sí toilet tó pọ̀ gan. They suffer what we call polyuria, extreme urination. And when you do that, you become dehydrated. And the implication of that is you take out all of your electrolytes. Bí ẹ ṣe ń tọ̀, then tọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀mẹsàn-án, lẹ́ẹ̀mẹwàá yẹn, your sodium is going with the water, your magnesium is going, your potassium is going. So you have to replenish your body again. Damage is the herbal teas. Don't ṣe fún àwọn ènìyàn if you abuse herbal teas, because they contain high amount of laxatives. Something like green tea is still better. And because of the presence of caffeine in them, caffeine is a stimulant. Ó máa ń dry ẹnu. Ẹ rí pé tẹ́ bá mu coffee, ẹnu yín máa dry. Ẹ wà dehydrated. Because of the caffeine, because of the anti-nutrient tannins in them. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí la ní láti understand. A lot of people think herbal tea. When they wake up in the morning, they just want to drink that herbal tea. When they wake up, start their day with coffee. We are not supposed to start our day with caffeine. It drains your energy, your sugar, your blood sugar. You start your day with water. If at all you want to add some taste, or maybe some, you can just squeeze, like maybe lemon juice or something, just to lemon juice, because just to hydrate you. But you just don't want ordinary water. So you can put some lemon juice, that's okay. Because see àǹfààní kankan tí gbogbo àwọn herbal teas, kìíní kan tá à ń mú yẹn, except maybe for green tea. Green tea is healthy. Don't abuse though. And green tea is low in caffeine compared to coffee, compared to black tea, black coffee and all of that. So let us be careful. Even people feel because something is herbal, it is natural, it cannot cause harm. It can actually harm you. So during fasting, water is the best. Not even juice. Juice is liquid sugar. If you crave something sweet, focus on what we call water fruits. We have watermelon, water vegetable. We have cucumber. Have them as snack. So about fast, about to break it fast. Start your day with some fresh, we have the watermelon, watermelon, slice some cucumber, these are water fruits and vegetables that can replenish you. Don't focus on drinks. Even don't combine your food with drinks. Ẹlòmíì bó gbé ráìsì sílẹ̀ báyìí, bó gbé yán balẹ̀, á gbé drínkì sílẹ̀gbẹ̀ẹ́. Ẹlòmíì ń jẹ kíní kẹjẹ ẹwà, ó ní láti gbé kókì mọ́, àbí kó gbé tì sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, àbí kó ṣàmọ́ọ̀tì, á ṣàgbé kan mọ́. You are not supposed to combine drink with your food. It will cause indigestion, malabsorption. The herbal tea tó gbé tí oúnjẹ yẹn, ó ní tannins nínú, ó ní anti-nutrient nínú, tó oxalate, tó máa bind mọ́ àwọn nutrient nínú oúnjẹ yẹn, tó ní jẹ́ kó absorbed. That is why we advise, even water, before you eat your food, drink water beforehand. You don't drink water alongside your meal. You are going to dilute your stomach acid. You won't have proper digestion. Drink your water before you start eating, or wait a few minutes after you finish eating, and then you drink water. If you have to drink water while eating, maybe you're choking or maybe just a little bit, that's okay. You would dilute your stomach acid. We need your stomach to remain acidic till for proper digestion and call a break. Then pathogen is coming with that food. Pathogen is coming with your stomach acid. Loma keep to diluted. Diluted. To remain concentrated. There will be problem with digestion. Also, some nutrients cannot even be absorbed in the absence of HCl. We call it intrinsic factor. For example, vitamin B12, vitamin B12, good stomach acid, absorbed. In the absence of HCl, your vitamin B12 cannot be absorbed. Imagine I want to make alcohol, drink you see the damage. So that is the question, that is the answer, ma. We need something like drink or something, make it occasional. You can just do some juice, maybe juice in the apple juice or not stop at one. torí sugar pọ̀ nínú ẹ̀, and from concentrates ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe gbogbo ètò wà nínú store yẹn, ó lójú àwọn tó yẹ pé cold pressed fruit ló fi ń ṣe wọ́n àbí fresh one. From concentrates ẹ bá ka ara wọn ẹ ti rí. How many oranges do you think will be squeezed to get 1 liter of orange, to get 1 liter of juice? And you think they'll sell that for 59p for £1? No. So buy the orange as a fruit. Oh, le joko lori joko kan ko orange mẹ́wàá tán. The fiber in the orange ajeko full up. You won't even be able to go on. However, you can finish 1 liter of orange juice lori joko kan ko ma pe sínú cup ba go de ma mú lọ. Torí kò sí fiber tó máa slow it down. A kàn máa mú lọ ntí ẹni. Àwọn disadvantages of having liquid calories on here. You will have more than required. So that is it, ma. You know, make sure stick below me, so that kò ní dehydrate yín, especially tẹ́ bá jẹun láàárọ̀ tó jẹ́ iftar or tó jẹ́ suhoor. Ẹ má combine it pẹ̀lú drink kankan about teas, no, they will dehydrate you. That is sure.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah khairan. Sister Sophia, please quickly, before you start, Imam Ajikole, please be on the standby for closing dua, sir. So, Sister Sophia, vote of thanks, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A huge appreciation to our guest speaker, Sister Radia. I mean, I've learned so much today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your knowledge and guide you, and may Allah reward you in this world and hereafter. We give a special thanks to all our guests on this platform, and a huge appreciation to Alaja Kausar and all the CNMO welfare. My name is Sophia Tsalawu. I am organizing secretary for the CNMO. We greet all our imams as well, our brothers, our mother. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us witness this Ramadan and more of it in this world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Ajikole, bismillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. What a way to start Ramadan. Again, I say big jazakumullah khairan to Aja Radia for that education that we all need badly in our daily lives. May Allah reward us all abundantly. As we move towards the certainty of Ramadan, we ask Almighty Allah to continue to preserve our lives, lead us onto the path that is rewarding. All of the things that we would do to gain Allah's countenance during and after the month, He is the only one that can grant the hidayah. We are asking for tawfiq, we are asking for hidayah, and we ask Him to lead us to those things that we would do, and so that it would drive us to la'alakum tattaqun, that would drive us to taqwa, inshallah. Again, CNMO, this a wonderful step taken at the right time, so beneficial. I ask Almighty Allah to grant us all that we desire, that is in line with what would be beneficial to our lives in terms of our deen and dunya as well, without robbing us of the opportunity of Jannatul Firdaus. Amin. اللهم ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Imam Ma'rufuddin, that I listened to from the very beginning. I have been part of this, and I listened to your opening remarks as well as my brother, brother Said Jima. I thank all of you for the wonderful job you're doing. اللهم ربنا آتنا لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. وربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallu ala al-karim.